an inordinate number of calls from elderly listeners yesterday. But listen, they're just there to train the next generation of listeners. And why not? Hey, if you want to call us, 216-578-1007, 800-348-1007, 35192 to send me a text. That's where I'll see them. AlanCoxShow.com. That's where you can watch. And how else? Of course, the iHeartRadio app. If you're listening there, you can leave us messages. I got a letter from a listener in Norway. Did you know we had listeners? Well, I was going to say listeners. Did you know we had a listener in Norway?
Yes. No, I didn't know that.
A single listener.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he's telling his friends and his mates about what's going on here at the mighty WMMS. But I got a letter from Henrik Ostbo.
Okay, is this real?
Yes, I'm looking right at it. With lines through both of the O's in Ostbo. Henrik Ostbo. Hi, I'm a big fan of the show. I was wondering if you could send me some stickers. He lives in Stavanger, Norway.
Wow.
I assume it's Stavanger. Stavanger? Some of you listeners of Nordic extraction might be able to tell me. Stavanger, Norway is where this guy listens. I was doing some research on Stavanger. It's southwest Norway. It's on the shores right there of the North Sea. And Poundcake will like this. One of the most expensive cities in the entire world.
Whoa.
Stavanger is the oil capital of Scandinavia, and so they are flush. It's like the Kuwait of Scandinavia. They've got the Norwegian Petroleum Museum there and everything. So maybe Henrik Ostbo is a rich kid. Who knows? Maybe he's there.
Did he send a picture with his
He
letter?
did not send a picture. You know, pal, I would have sent that to you toot sweet had he attached a photo, but he did not do that. So who knows what Henrik looks like. But I bet he's I bet he has that...
skeleton face?
Yes, I need white boy skeletons. Yeah, he's probably got that, like, kind of translucent,
Gaunt,
Kushner quality to him that you enjoy so much.
Allergic to the sun.
That's right.
But he's also got, the turtleneck.
Oh, uncircumcised. Or are you concerned that are you worried that he might actually be wearing a turtleneck? Are you averse to the clothing item, the turtleneck? Or do you just, because that would kind of betray a little bit of hypocrisy there. You have a big problem with the downstairs, but you don't mind the clothing item, turtleneck.
I mean, I don't necessarily have a problem with either. It's just a preference. That's
Gotcha.
all. I don't want people listening thinking that, like, I'm against, the turtleneck. But I'm just saying.
But given the choice between cut and uncut, you'll always go cut.
Given the choice.
Yeah.
But, like,
Because I'm just saying, like...
I don't want to be that shallow.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. You like what you like. It's not about shallow. You like what you like.
Yeah, that's kind of shallow.
You can talk to straight women who don't want to date guys who are uncut. So, but if
women cannot be shallow.
No.
It's impossible.
It's
it's
not in our
biologically
nature. Yeah.
against them.
The ovaries.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I had my dream guy and he checked off all my boxes,
He'd
and
be in a
there
wheelchair.
There was like the one thing that he had. I'm like, I want to say that I would look past it. I really would.
Well, maybe Henrik will hear this show as he's listening to the podcast, and maybe he'll attach a photo next time, and then I'll send it to you,
Okay.
and you'll know. But again, I don't know what his station in life is, but that's a very, very wealthy city. If he lives there, who knows? Maybe his father is some kind of Scandinavian oil magnate. Could you imagine? Because,
Definitely
they
overlook it
still
then.
have, what's that?
I said I definitely overlook it then.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. You would overlook a
Some
lot, right?
multimillionaire.
Yeah, like Norway still has a monarchy. Imagine Poundcake were to go to a place like Norway, since we're talking about Norway, someplace aggressively white, right? And King Harold V of Norway, current ruler of Norway, somehow Poundcake marries into the Norwegian royal family. Could you imagine that? And then he would be like, I don't know what they call you, Queen Consort Cody Brown or what? I don't know what your title would be, but they'd have to call you something. And then he'd come back. Can you imagine that flex? He'd come back and act like he's better than everybody else because, of course, he would be. He'd be legit royalty by then. Yeah, Scandinavian royalty, but nevertheless, royalty is royalty. What was that?
That was my microphone.
Did you get so distraught by the concept of Poundcake marrying into Norwegian royalty that your head crashed into your mic boom?
Yes, it wasn't
Is that what
me.
it was?
It wasn't me slightly touching it to move it just a quarter of an inch. It was me being that distraught and
This is
banging
what I'm
into
saying.
it.
This is what I'm saying. Bill gets distraught at the mere notion of you being away, Poundcake. Whether or not you are a Norwegian royalty. Something to think of. How powerful is the King of Norway, you ask? He's the commander-in-chief, just like this country. Oh, so kind of ish is what you're saying? Okay. Well, something to think about. If you're looking for them translucent and gaunt, and that might be something to think about. But again, short story long, if that guy sends me a photo, I'll send it to you.
Perfect.
And then you'll have to decide what to do with it. You might end up having, do you know what ethnic extraction McBoyfriend is?
He's German.
German, close enough.
German in like
You go look.
Turkish or something.
McBoyfriend. Mach Schnell, I got to move on with my life here, and I don't know what to tell you, but I have been approached by the Norwegian royal family to do a couple of things.
I think he'd understand.
It'll start as some light concubining, and then it will no doubt move into something a bit more official. But boy, you like to stand out. Imagine how you'd stand out in Norway.
Yeah.
Right? You could put them at ease by letting them know that you're half white. But other than that, wow.
So I'm not, I have to tell them I'm half white so they won't be offended or something?
I don't know.
Tina Turner seems to be loving Zurich.
Yeah, well, she was already rich.
True.
And married a guy from there, right?
Correct.
She was no international interloper. And if you're a global superstar, you know where the hell you want.
Fair enough.
You got I'm Tina Turner. You may know me as Anime Bullock. And I'm moving to Switzerland. How do you like that? And then she rented a FedEx cargo jet for all of her wigs and moved and is having a great life.
She lives in a castle.
As she should. She is a queen. We had a garage sale over the weekend, and on the corner, my daughter and one of her friends insisted, as a way to hear them tell it, as a way to lure people in. They wanted to do a lemonade stand. This was her first lemonade stand.
Lure.
Yeah. And so they had a lemonade stand. They had, we made the lemonade. Her friend's parents made the cookies. And so they were selling lemonade and cookies, right? And I joked we should have a QR code on the table there so that people could, well, because you saw they're rolling out Venmo for kids.
No.
And so, you see, up till now, you had to be over 18 to use Venmo, but they're rolling out Venmo for kids. You got to get a parent's permission or whatever. But it gives your kids like a digital wallet and a debit card. And this is the first step because Venmo goes, how are we going to train the next generation of debt holders? How are we going to do that? Hey, I know. Let's let kids have Venmo. And then we'll charge them a fee just like grown-up. You want to be a grown-up, don't you? Well, when you withdraw money, there's a fee. There's all kinds of fees. That'll be a great way to get your kids into the next generation of being wage slaves or whatever it is. So we didn't get a big QR code on the table. Everybody paid in cash, and the two of them split the earnings, and they did okay. They did pretty well for having a lemonade stand.
Blake had a moment over the weekend of like financial responsibility. She heard the ice cream truck and she wanted to go get something from the ice cream truck. So Brian's like, okay, go get money out of your piggy bank. And she started like sobbing, and we're like, what is wrong with you? And she's like, I want ice cream, but I don't want to waste my money. And I started laughing.
You're
and
like,
Brian's
this is
like,
Brian's kid.
I know, right? I started laughing so hard. I'm like, honey, that's all of your life. You have to decide if the ice cream is worth the money that you earned. And she was like,
Pro tip, it always is.
well, she was standing there for like a good 2 minutes, and she was starting to freak out because she could hear the ice cream truck getting further away. And I was like, it's like $2. Like, it's not that big of a deal. She's like, okay, it's worth it. It's worth it. We like had to run down the street to like chase the ice cream truck. But she was having like a mental crisis because she was like, do I want to spend my money on this or not?
That's smart.
Is it worth it to me?
It's never too early to become financially literate.
She wanted us to spend our money on it because she wasn't sure.
Oh, that's
if it
always.
was,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. She wasn't sure if it was worth
Everything's great when somebody else is picking up the tab.
it. Right.
It's so great.
Hey, let me get one of those SpongeBob's with the bubblegum eyes. It looks like it's in a funhouse mirror because it's half melted. Can I get one of those?
That'd be great.
This one's only got one gumball eye, though, so.
She got a Sonic. Half her face and her whole mouth was blue the rest of the day.
Yeah, okay. But and how much was it? Probably like $1.50.
Dude,
right?
$5.
What?
The ice cream
No
truck.
wonder she was having buyer's remorse or buyer's concern or whatever.
It's out of control. Like there's things on the,
$5.
or at least the one,
Start opening up an ice cream truck.
the one that comes to our neighborhood. They had like the cones that have all the stuff in it, caramel and chocolate and peanuts
Yep.
and all that. It's like $6.50. I'm like, dude, I thought everything on the ice cream truck was like under $2.
Those are grown-up prices. Well, I mean, on the one hand, it's not 1985 anymore, but on the other hand, I didn't know it was that much.
Yeah, it was.
We
I
don't
was
get
shocked.
an ice cream truck in our neighborhood.
We get them every single day. They started last week.
Well, look at you.
Yeah,
Living the high life. Must be nice.
yeah. We're
Must be
millionaires.
nice.
That's what happens when you live in Brea, Ohio.
Must be nice.
1%, baby.
They probably just have people from Mitchell's come door to door in his neighborhood
Yeah,
and just hand it to you. Be like, this is actually part of the city's taxes. So you just get
No,
it for
we have
free."
to go. We
They
have
got
to
a
go.
backpack full of.
We have to go
Mhm.
procure our own confections. We don't have mobile ice cream service like the Richie Riches out there in Berea.
Well, work harder. Maybe you'll earn
Guess
it one
so.
day.
At least smarter. I got a break. Hey, you want to send a text 35192, AlanCoxShow.com to watch, and we'll be back.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
Everywhere on our free iHeart
iHeartRadioAccessDay.com to register to receive reminders for when experiences like this and more go live on June 1st.
This is The Buzzard.
From the Barrio Tacos Tequila and Whiskey Studios.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Forget the Rock Hall. When does Poundcake go into the Country Hall of Fame?
My truck, my beer, my guns. Say it again.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
The Tacos, Tequila, and Whiskey Studios. Yum me.
Then how come we don't have any tacos? We don't have any tequila, and we don't have any whiskey in here. I need at least
Speak for yourself.
one of the three. Come on.
It is a Taco Tuesday, as it were, I guess.
We did tacos last night, and they were delicious.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You made them? How did you?
My girlfriend made them, and she does not mess up. She's a good
She's a chef?
cook. She's not a chef, but she's a
Okay.
good cook.
Yeah.
And she makes them spicy.
Well,
which I
now,
like.
what does she do? Does she use a
She
certain
puts
kind
spices in them.
of any? Okay.
Cayenne pepper.
Yeah. So she's got her own concoction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not using a package.
Now, how much ground beef are you cooking for tacos for you and the girl?
Too much.
Like a couple pounds, pound
No,
and a half?
I think we got a pound, but there's still so much left over.
You guys talk about you'll eat so much until it hurts and it somehow feels good or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Tacos are one of
Only
the.
eat sometimes. It's not an all the time. thing.
That's every now and then.
That's not how I eat every meal.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm
Okay.
just you guys have talked about that feeling, and that's so foreign to me. But the one thing I will eat until someone has to tell me to quit is tacos. Like we made tacos on Sunday night, and I always buy a box of 20 shells because I know I will eat half of them at least. Now, the other remaining 10 are for my wife and daughter.
To share.
Yes. But I know.
Oh, you go hard shell.
Hard shell. Yes.
Interesting.
Go hard shell. Now, if I'm at a restaurant or something, obviously, hard shell is not a big thing if you go to a restaurant. But when I'm making them, because I put so much stuff in them, I like the hard shell.
I like the hard
It's
shell.
when I go for the
Like,
hard corn tortilla.
There's some hard shells that I enjoy. I don't actually like I prefer a crispy flour shell over.
Yeah.
It's all
like,
good.
Yeah.
Like
There's no bad
Chipotle's,
choices.
Flour tacos, like the hard shells, are very good. Corn shell, it's all right. It's just not as good for me.
You know what's really good? When they deep fry a flour shell.
No, I
You
don't
ever
want
had
that. Don't want
Yeah,
that.
I've had that.
Don't want
There's-
Because
deep
it's
fried.
like it just puffs up and crisps up enough
There is a
that
place
it's like perfect.
in Tampa this is 12, 15 years ago, called Meemaw's Alaskan Tacos.
Oh,
and
yes.
they had the best, and they would deep fry the shells like that. And we'd go there after the shows, and it was just insanely good. And then they closed shortly after because of health code violations.
Isn't
No,
that
not
always
the
the
fish
way?
taco joint.
Oh God! On the street, the places that you walk away going, God, that was so good. They're always doing something a little hinky. You got to make sacrifices to make food on the fly that good. All right. Hey, it seems like all they needed was a little bit of home field advantage because the Guardians beat the White Sox last night. Really couldn't do it when they were in Chicago playing them. 3-0 last night was the final. The White Sox didn't get, they got nothing done there.
Take that, you stupid. They should retire just like LeBron's gonna after that embarrassment of losing 3-0.
Well, we'll see what happens tonight. 6:10. It is 2 of 3. Guardians, White Sox right around the corner here at Progressive Field. One of the Guardians hit a bird, by the way.
Man, that's
It's been a bad week.
lot.
Yeah, it's been a bad week for bird
For
murder.
drones, yeah.
Yeah, for drones just getting destroyed and blowing up
I
midair.
hope they're insured.
And
Drone?
Yeah, all these drones are getting.
there's a guy on the Guardians named Will Brennan, who's an outfielder, and he hit a hard grounder to left. Hit a single, very beginning of the game, couple innings in, and there was a bird on the infield, and it killed the bird.
That's very brave of him, though.
To destroy a drone like that?
No, to be an outfielder.
Well, you know what? It's 2023. And if you can't tell your teammates and you can't let your family know, then who have you got left?
Well, it's
Well,
one of those things
there's-
if you're doing it like at that level where like you're out there, you're like I'm out in this field.
Yeah, but then when he runs, when the inning's over and he ends up in the infield, it can be very confusing. You're sending mixed messages.
And there are infielders.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So-
That's why I'm saying it's brave to be out in the field.
So he hits kills a bird, and tweeted an apology to PETA. Because, I mean.
He didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah, but with PETA, you got to do your diligence, I guess.
My goodness.
An unfortunate sacrifice. Change of choice of phrase there. I'm truly sorry, PETA and bird enthusiasts. A tough week for baseball and birds. A second bird murder in a week. You know, the famous one with Randy Johnson from the Arizona Diamondbacks from 20 years ago. But a current Diamondback killed a bird a couple of days ago. And now it's happened right here in Cleveland, Ohio.
There are some birds that are just so pleasant. Like, some of them are really annoying, but when we went to that drive-through zoo like a week ago, we went to the little bird sanctuary that they have there, and they just hop all over you and just
hop on you?
Yeah, they just climb on you and
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, they come right on your arm. I mean, they walk right on your arm.
They come right on your arm.
they go right on your arm.
Wow, I don't think that I don't think that's what you think it is. It might be poop.
Yeah, no. They didn't poop on me, thank God. But
okay, yeah, but you're the.
Oh, that's a big load.
And then this morning when I was working from home, I had my window open, and luckily I had a screen in. But a bird kind of nudged my screen, tried to come in, and then he just kind of sat there looking at me work. I was like, "Oh, hi, little bird." I felt like Snow White.
That's where your brain goes.
He was
Snow White.
looking at me.
Yeah, birds are getting sassy.
Sassy?
Yeah, they're getting a lot of sass to them because nature is beginning to finally fight back. You know, people get angry when their neighborhood is they'll be like, "Oh God, we have so many deer. Oh, we got these noisy birds. We've encroached on their territory." Right? You get the feeling they're starting to reclaim it.
Well,
And
there was
so-
just a video of a deer on the shoreway jumping over the median, and
Yeah.
it's and that happens a lot, especially where I live. There are deer all over the place. Once you get into the neighborhood part where all the mansions are, it's lots of deer over there.
You mean
And
Berea?
No.
Oh, not the Berea Mansion.
Cleveland.
Listen.
You got the ice
Cleveland
cream
Mansions.
trucks. Oh,
Plenty
Cleveland
of deer in the
Mansions.
Berea Mansion area.
Yeah.
Those,
They're there for
those
us.
3-bedroom, 1-bathroom mansions.
First of all, 4-bedroom, 1.5 bath.
That mansion on a hill, it's completely overrun with deer,
Not overrun. They know what we like.
inhabited by deer.
We have them trained.
Anyway,
Who trained deer?
Will Brennan from the Guardians killing a bird during the beginning of last night's game. You know, in some cultures, that would be considered good luck. And for the Guardians last night, for those of you who might be a little bit more superstitious than other people, it was good luck. So 3-0 last night against Chicago. They'll play them again tonight, 6:10 here on WMMS. Your FM home for Cleveland Guardians baseball.
Santora clan will be present at the game
Clam?
tonight. Yes.
Santora Clam?
Yes.
What? I don't know what that is.
Don't worry about it. Come to the game if you want to see.
I like to know whose clams are going to be in attendance anywhere.
all the Santoras. My
So the
brothers,
whole
brothers
Santora family?
included, their clams are out.
Jam out with your clam out, homie. So
yeah.
you guys are all going to the ball game tonight.
Yeah, my sister's family, me, and Brian hasn't gotten back to me yet, but
Oh, that
maybe
can't be
him as
good.
well.
That can't be good.
He drives for a living. He
Does he
can't text while
need
he's
to
driving.
borrow my White Sox cap
I will ask.
just so he doesn't look like a dummy?
Do you have it on your person?
It's in my car. Of course, I have a tiny head. Do you know how big his head is?
I've never bought him a hat.
Like, put your thighs apart.
Let me see.
Muscle
All right, hold
memory.
on. Let
Put
me
your
clam this up.
Put your thighs apart and just to kind of.
Probably a size 7.5.
Yeah, okay.
Eight?
That's
All
a big
right.
head, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's all right. Hey, Drunk Sue.
Hey, baby.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, I was just wondering. I was going to call about something else, which I'll still get to. But what if
It's
the
a
bird?
two-parter.
Yeah. What if the bird caught the ball and ran, or flew, I should say, across the home
Plate?
run line?
The home plate?
Home run line.
Lifelong
No,
baseball fan
he
Sue
got
checking
a home
in.
run.
How would the bird pick up the ball? It's a very heavy bird or a very heavy ball rather.
What if the bird was a big enough bird, like a big ass crow or something like that?
Right. Hey,
You
I
know,
saw
and
I
caught
saw
it.
I saw a turkey like the size of a friggin' vacuum cleaner in my neighbor's yard. Just standing there looking around,
Holy crap.
smoking a Macanudo. He's puffing his chest out.
A Macanudo.
He don't give a
Those are fine
fudge.
cigars.
But I wonder if they would count that as a home run if the bird caught it and flew over the home run
I mean, the
plate.
bird's not on the roster, Sue.
So what? They're just going to call that a losing team?
I don't know.
Call that a foul?
I don't know. I guess you'd have to
Would
pose
they
that.
really call that a foul?
Yeah, FOWL. Hell. You'd have to pose
Anyway,
that to the sports minds over at Progressive Field, Sue.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, anyways, okay. You were just talking about ice cream trucks earlier.
Yep.
Now, mind you, this is like 40 years ago. I used to ride an ice cream bike. It was Dixie D ice cream.
Yeah. You were selling it. You were
most
selling ice cream on your
expensive
bike.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you had to pedal this thing all over town. And I had like a route that I used to go to. And there was the one lady, if I didn't bring her 3-pack of Pall Mall, she'd be mad. But she'd buy all the ice cream I could possibly she could want.
By the way, Drunk Sue is
But anyway-
a few years older than me, and she
Yeah.
talks like she's from the 20s. Like, I've never heard of any of this stuff. A Dixie Bee bicycle. There's a lady smoking Pall Mall.
That she's delivering them to.
Yeah, right.
All right,
She's
now-
like a
all right,
cigarette
now check this out.
girl.
The
Go
most expensive thing on the bike was 50 cents. And that was
And that was the
Bomb
bike.
Pops. It was a bike.
Yeah.
It had a big old cart in front of it, and you put dry ice in there, and you put all your ice cream and stuff in there.
Yeah,
The
sure.
most expensive thing was the Bomb Pops and the snow cones.
The Bomb Pops. Yeah, right.
Yeah. The ice cream sandwiches were like 40 cents, and then
So, Sue, did it get to the point where?
Fudgsicles and the ice cream bars were like 30 cents.
Gotcha. All right.
And I gave
You can
so
email me the rest of the
many-
menu. Listen, when you would ride,
that's it.
when you would ride through people's neighborhoods, were they excited to see you? Did you have?
Yes.
Did you have musical accompaniment like the racist ice cream truck song? What did you play when you were just ringing a bell?
No, it was just a dingle bell that was on your handlebars.
A dingleberry.
on your-
She would hang a dingleberry off the side, and that's how everybody would
Not
know
a
that she was
dingleberry.
Right. Okay. Here comes Drunk. Did they call you Drunk Sue when you were a kid and selling ice cream, or has that been a recent development?
No, God, no.
Okay.
God, no. I earned that. It takes years to earn something like that.
Sure.
That's true.
Sell a lot of bomb pops to get that bombed. So
But listen,
you.
check us out. Here's what I really wanted to tell you. I gave so many fudgsicles and little ice cream bars away, but every day when I go home, when I go back to the shop and check in, I always was over because I'd always get tips and stuff like that.
Well, and the evidence melted, so nobody could prove that you had given them away.
Well, I did though.
Oh, okay.
So I get into
That's called
there's a couple
shrinkage in the
neighborhoods
retail
in the
game,
middle,
Sue.
and I knew the little kids couldn't afford it. You know what I mean? So I just give them a whole bunch of little fudgsicles and stuff.
That's so nice. You were like a little. You were like a confectionery Robin Hood.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But I'd always get back to the shop and I'd unload, and I always had enough to get Kentucky Fried Chicken on the way home. We made a percentage off the bike.
So you were making chicken money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care. I was healthy.
Now,
Oh,
do you
my
remember
God,
what
my
everything?
legs
Do
were
you
so
remember
strong.
Do you remember what everything cost on the KFC menu back then?
Oh yeah, but I always got the same thing. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
8-piece wings and taters.
No. 2-piece leg and thigh,
Yeah.
mashed potatoes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen.
Like-
what do you
It
and
was
try
like
to.
$3.
Yeah. And good. It's getting harder and harder to find a KFC these days.
Oh my gosh, there's one right up the street, right across from Taco Bell.
All right. Well, there you go. Well, it is a Tuesday. Okay. Thank you, Sue.
Well,
It's
yeah.
always good to hear from Sue, regaling us with tales of. Again, she was a kid just a few years older than me, and she was. Her neighborhood had her on a bike. My neighborhood had an ice cream truck. I don't know what the. I don't know. I guess there were a lot of developments in neighborhood snacks in that short half decade. Hey, you don't always have to call us like Drunk Sue does. You can leave us messages if you like on the iHeartRadio app. A little talkback button there for you.
You know what the problem was with that chest of drawers is they didn't order it from Northeast Factory direct. If they did, then they would have designer styles at warehouse prices.
Yeah.
So, just saying.
Yeah, just saying. Well done. That chest of drawers is still in my garage. I've gotten no response back from the company that's supposed to come pick it up. Set the whole thing up over the weekend, and they said, well, it's a weekend, can't do anything now, so come Monday. First on our list, we'll keep you in the text chain, let you know when somebody's going to come out. Nothing. I called my bank. I said, take this charge off. Reverse this charge.
What'd they say?
She goes, we should have a decision in 90 days.
Oh, there you go.
I go, cool. I'll just wait 3 months while this thing sits in my garage. Well, if nothing else, I'll have a nice bonfire this weekend. You know, when it's 70 degrees out.
You want to just give it to somebody or you just burn it?
No.
Burn it. Out of spite. Or sell it. What do I know, right? But you know what'll happen? That's when they'll hit me back.
Yeah.
And I make a move, and somebody will hit me back and go, hey, we're going to take that. We're coming to pick it up tomorrow. Meanwhile, there's a smoldering pile of, whatever, fake compressed wood.
Cocaine. We've been over this.
Oh, it's the cocaine dresser. I forgot to open it up and look just to make sure it's not all made out of cocaine. You know, on that bomb pop tip there, Drunk Sue talking about riding around her neighborhood as a youngin' and selling ice creams to people. There's been a huge tectonic shift out of Shelby Township, Michigan. You know where Shelby Township is?
Sounds familiar.
You've probably been out there. It's the last suburb north of Detroit. You can take Van Dyke Avenue straight down into the city of Detroit. Shelby Township's up there. And a girl working at a Dairy Queen in Shelby Township, Michigan, tweeted something that has sent the nation aflame, where she mentioned, just in passing, that Dairy Queen has quietly removed the cherry dip cone from their menu.
Believe they got rid of that old-timey item that no one has ordered in 45 years.
What are you talking about? They're delicious. I had one last summer. If they're going to do chocolate and chocolate, why not do the cherry? The cherry is the one people love.
No, obviously that's not true. They don't get rid of things people love.
No, Taco Bell got rid of them.
They got rid of Detroiters.
Taco Bell got rid of the Mexican pizza, and people freaked out. People freaked out so hard they brought it back.
Mary, shut up.
He's trying to make a point.
I forgot.
Shut up. We're trying to make fun of Alan for his cherry dip cone. Have you ever got a cherry dip cone?
No, I can't.
They're very good. They're very good. People like dilly bars if you go to a DQ.
Yeah, but that's chocolate.
It's chocolate and vanilla.
But you can get them in cherry too, is my point.
No one's ever gotten the cherry ones. Except
Why
for you.
would you get a chocolate dilly bar when there's
stop. Just don't even. You got to go to a break. Just stop this argument.
I do.
Why would you get a chocolate dilly bar? What do you think got the
These are questions that must be answered.
Uh-huh.
And listen, I can only take so much bad news.
I just can't believe they got rid of that item that I never even knew existed.
Which was what?
The cherry dip cone.
You knew that existed. You knew that.
I
was
had
a thing.
no idea.
You didn't. You've never seen a cherry, like the hard shell stuff.
Yeah,
You
I've
never
seen
saw
chocolate.
a DQ cherry dip cone.
Chocolate
I've seen it.
and butterscotch.
You never went to butterscotch.
Butterscotch is older than cherry.
Right, and they.
Well, now who's the old guy? You never went to
I've said 'em Cedar.
You never went to the Grill and Chill after Cedar Point and got a cherry dip cone.
No, I haven't got a dip cone in 30 years.
Well, now you can't.
The time has passed.
That's right. Now who's crying? I do.
And they still have the chocolate dip cones. They just don't have the cherry ones.
First, they came for the cherry, and I said nothing. Then
No,
they
you
came for
said,
the chocolate.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Then I'm you guys. Then I came for the chocolate, and there was no one left to stand up for me.
And I'd be like, that's fine too, because I haven't ordered one in 30 years. So,
But also,
I'm
why
fine
get
with
rid of it before summer? At
They
least,
don't want to carry the stuff with them.
Yeah.
yeah, but you know how to
Cherry
sell
shortages.
stuff. Tell people it's going away. Maybe this is just a little bit of DQ marketing magic. I don't know. Anyway, I do have to break. You are correct about that. Wrong about everything else.
All right.
Correct about the break. If you want to send a text, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com is where you can watch, and we'll be back.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
And everywhere.
Purple Thunder from WMMS and Circle K.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
100.7 WMMS, Cleveland.
It's time to give stuff away. Hey, hey, it's time to give stuff away with Alan Cox.
All right, Cedar Point is open and wants you inside of it. Make sure that you stop either in or out. The Grill and Chill's right there. They're sure to have a cherry dip cone for you. Experience the all-new boardwalk at Cedar Point. New ride experiences, Cedar Point's Grand Pavilion. The sights and sounds of that classic beachside resort. Out on it to sell you on Cedar Point. CedarPoint.com for details. A couple of passes here for you. Caller 10, good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Alan Cox. He's been asked to leave on multiple occasions.
Get out!
He does that whole,
Huh? I can't hear you. It's too loud in here.
thing.
100.7 WMMS.
You're going, Jesus, Alan, what do I have to give blood to get to Cedar Point? No. I mean, it passes for you all week.
Money.
But you can give blood.
And money.
And money, too. Blood money, maybe. Red Cross is actually doing a blood drive, and you can get passes by using the sponsor code Cedar Point.
Oh, there you go.
While you're setting up an appointment. American Red Cross in Cedar Point. Free tickets for you donating blood. You can do it all throughout Northeast Ohio. They're doing it in Cleveland and Youngstown and Massillon and Avon. Now, you only get one ticket. Here's a hook. So you got to have not only a +1 to Cedar Point, you got to have a +1 to the blood drive. They're not going to give you 2 tickets for one person's blood. That's a bad deal.
Well, if it's really, really good blood.
It seems like an improper blood ratio, blood to ticket ratio. If it's really good blood.
Like really good blood, like the best blood.
Well, that's a good question. I don't know how they would quantify that. This will run through August, by the way, so you get the whole summer.
Like no additives. It's like organic.
Organic blood.
Yeah.
Free range.
Free range. Mm-hmm.
Farm to table blood.
Yes.
Ooh.
That might be worth 2 tickets, right?
So if you decide, when was the last time you gave blood?
I don't give blood.
You don't give blood?
No, I don't like
Is
needles.
that a personal thing or it's?
I don't like needles.
You don't like needles?
No.
How do you feel about people who don't like not having blood?
There's enough blood. There's plenty of blood.
I don't like needles. What are you, 5?
No, dude, I don't like them. Like when I have to go get blood drawn at a doctor, they have to like distract me and ask me questions like my phone number and my address and stuff, and I have to like look away. When I was little, I know.
Yeah, but you know your phone number and your address. Those aren't distractions.
No, just to have me not thinking about the needle going into my arm. When I was little, my brother had a bicycle accident.
Do you faint?
I feel super queasy, and I can't look at it happening. When I was little, my brother had a bicycle accident, and I watched like a nurse in training, I don't know what they're called, trying to get blood from him, trying to put an IV in, and it was just squirting blood everywhere.
What?
I swear on my life, it was all over the bed, and the like regular nurse who was training her had to like step in and do it correctly.
Well, yeah, the
ever
trainee.
since then.
Oh, you were there on the day
Yes.
the trainee did. I see.
So ever since I saw that, I'm like, needles on veins, shots I can do, tattoos I can do, needles going into my veins, I'm very, very uncomfortable with.
Okay. So a needle scraping your skin for hours,
Not a
totally
problem.
cool.
It's not a vein.
One going into a vein. What if so your whole life could have been different had the trainee nurse not gone to take blood. If a professional, and they're professionals, but I mean just less skilled.
Right.
Right? If a more skilled phlebotomist had been on site to help with that, then your whole life might have been different.
Maybe.
You might have thought completely differently about horror movies and everything.
Maybe. Blood makes me feel weird. It should be on the inside.
Bill, when was the last time you donated blood? Has it been recently?
No, it's been a very long time, too, because I was told that once I went to the Philippines, I wasn't allowed to donate blood anymore. But that was
Anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 6 months.
Well,
Yeah.
I
like every time we come back from overseas or Mexico or something, they're like, okay, you can't donate blood for 6 months. Poundcake can do it now. They
but
lifted the gay restrictions.
Philippines was a different thing.
I'm not out of spite though.
You said you didn't want my blood then. You can't have it now.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Yeah, but
getting
what
it.
about these people who could really, really use blood?
Maybe I did. No, I think actually I did do it when we had a blood drive at Oak Tree once.
Yeah, years ago.
Because I think we talked about this, and I went and I was like, "Hey, can I give?" And yeah, so I think I did it a few years ago.
Carmen Angelo and I were at opposite ends of the table getting our blood drawn at the same time, and he was like, "That's 80% marinara."
Yeah, right.
Okay, well then, guess what? That's probably not going to be very viable for donation.
If someone I knew was like, yo, I need all your blood, then
So
I
you
would
have
help.
to know them. See, this is a problem. Nobody cares unless it's somebody they know. And everybody talks about how empathetic they are. Everybody tells me how I'm a robot and how empathetic they are, right? It's all poppycock and hogwash because they have to personally know somebody.
I don't like needles, bro.
I know, you told me.
So if it were like a matter of life or death.
It's literally a matter of life and
Why
death.
do they need my blood?
That's why people
There's
donate.
so much blood.
You know, Alan, if donating blood was a matter of life and death, maybe I would get over my juvenile fear of needles because I saw a little squirty squirt 10 years ago.
Don't even start.
It's actually better to see a squirty squirt because if there wasn't a squirt, it means the guy was probably dead. So.
Well, doesn't dust come out then?
Yeah.
Isn't it either squirt or dust? Is that how it works?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay, I don't either. I'm not a physician. I'm not a phlebotomist. I don't know any of those things. Anyway.
When's the last time you gave blood? You're talking like you go every other week and you're giving blood.
3 months ago.
Like you're like, oh, here, take my blood.
Well, I donate blood with some regularity, yeah. Because my dad died of essentially a form of blood cancer. So I've been giving blood for a long, long time. Platelets and all those kinds of things, yes.
It won't make me feel like a douche about it.
Well, no. You don't like needles.
I don't.
No way around that. I mean, listen.
And doesn't it take a long time?
No.
Don't they have to like,
Define
take
a
a whole
long
bag
time.
out of you?
No.
How much do they take? They're not taking one little vial like when you have to get blood drawn.
Well, it depends. I mean, yeah, they'll take maybe 2 or 3 vials, however
I thought
much
they were
that
taking
is.
like a bag.
Listen, you don't get blood work done when you go for a checkup at the doctor?
Yes, and I'm saying they take a vial of blood.
Okay, well, then they take a vial of blood from you.
But that's not what they take
that's
when
not
you
even,
donate
What
it.
I'm saying is that's not even going to a person. That's for them to run blood work on
It's
you.
for me.
Right. These
Yeah.
are for other people who need it.
And I'm asking how much they take. I thought it took like a half hour and they take like a quart of blood.
I think it depends.
And you're all dizzy and messed up.
I
That's
think
Theranos, and they say only just a drop of blood.
I think. What?
Is it what? A drop
The
of
woman
blood?
who's going to prison? Shut. God, this guy. He's just throwing nails in the road. Here we are having a conversation, and this guy.
Shut up, Poundcake.
She preyed on people like Mary.
Preyed on me.
She didn't prayed over you, is I think what he meant. No, I think it depends on if you're giving like plasma or blood or platelets. I'm sure there's
When you donate blood, how much blood do they take is my question.
a few vials,
That's it.
but I don't know how much that is. I don't know how much each vial is. You act like they're taking a saddlebag of blood
I
from
swear
you.
on my
I mean,
life, you see the bags of blood,
but
like
you can't,
an IV bag.
But you
I
can't
thought,
remove half the blood volume from a living person and have them. I
listen.
mean, that's not what a donation is.
In college, I had friends who would donate blood on days they were going to drink because it would make them get drunk faster. So they would, I'm not even making this up.
No, I know you're not. This is the one time kids love science.
Yeah. They would go donate
How can
blood.
I get hammered faster? Just donate
Because-
blood. And you get beer money.
Because they would take so much from you that it makes y'all woozy.
Right.
And since there's less blood, your BAC is higher.
And you get beer money.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they're taking enough for it to affect how your body works for the day.
Well, they do say, kind of give yourself, if you're giving a lot of blood, like give yourself a window. I remember we had a blood drive at my station in Chicago, and for whatever reason, I was rushed that day or I forgot I was donating blood. It was a blood drive at the radio station, or our company was doing it. And I had forgotten to eat. And I
You'll
passed
pass
out.
out, yeah.
Well, I was in one of those chairs, like a dentist chair.
Dude, they take a pint of blood
Okay.
when they do this.
Okay.
500 milliliters is the traditional amount.
Okay.
Which is
I wish they put it into a
6
pint glass.
Right.
That would make
That's
it easier.
so much blood, dude. That's so much blood. How much blood do you have? I don't know how much blood people have. Isn't it like
But you're not going to. They're not going to take a sizable amount of the blood in your body. I mean, but I passed out and I woke up. They're like, have some apple juice and a cookie. I felt like it was 6. I was like, God damn it.
10% of your blood supply.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a lot, dude.
You still have 90%. I would take those odds on anything. Hey, there's a 10% chance that this isn't going to happen. Okay. Those are really good odds.
I'm just saying.
1 in 10?
It's not a vial or 2. It's a pint.
Well, you asked me. I mean, I don't know.
So when are they only taking? I'm saying I don't know where you're going that they're only taking 2 vials of blood for a donation.
Well, they might take, I don't know. If you do it with more frequency, they might, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know.
It says they can't take less than 470 milliliters, which is 15 ounces.
Okay. And you don't want to give up 15 ounces.
I'm saying that I think that your information is incorrect. I don't know that you've donated blood or where you would have where they go against Red Cross protocol.
I'm not saying they did. My memory is not good, though. I'm not saying anything about, I'm not besmirching their abilities I'm saying that I don't recall. I know that when I go to get my blood work done every summer for my checkup, they take a bunch of vials. And obviously you can't donate a certain window around something like that, but I don't know. Because here's my thought on the needle thing. The needle, it's not like they have to keep poking you. I mean, unless you don't find a vein. Do you have strong veins?
I have strong veins.
Then that's a big deal.
It is a big deal. But
they
I'm
just
telling you,
they poke you once. Then take all the blood they need and then remove it. So they don't keep.
What freaks me out, it's not the repetitive poking. It's if they mess up poking a vein, you
305.
die. If they poke you the wrong way and air gets in there, you're dead.
Do you know how often that happens? 0%.
It doesn't matter.
That they poke. That you die because they screwed up. You just saw the girl spray blood all over your brother. He's still alive.
And that freaks me out.
Oh.
I don't like messing with major arteries and major veins any more than necessary.
What happened to the universe looking out for you?
I bet if you're addicted to heroin, you'd change your mind.
Well, I'm not addicted to heroin.
You don't have plenty of people don't shoot heroin.
What do you think? Yes, I've never done.
But you are an addict.
I've never done venous drugs. Because of this fear.
Venous drugs.
I'm just saying, if there's a way to get over that fear of
start
needles,
doing heroin?
It's to get you to start doing heroin.
You can smoke it. That's no loophole.
No, because it doesn't affect you the
He's
same.
trying to do aversion therapy over here.
Right.
No, I don't. It's just a thing.
A great idea.
Makes me very uncomfortable having my major vessels touched when it's. And I see now people are coming at me and be like, "Oh, you're saying that donating blood is unnecessary?" Well, for me to live, yeah. And I know that sounds super selfish.
Like
but
Mary said, when it becomes a matter of life and death,
if my sister
then
needed
she'll
blood,
right.
I'd give it to her. If Brian needed blood, if one of you guys needed blood,
I don't need your blood.
Want your selfish blood.
I don't want your
right.
pity.
Yeah, right. Because as soon as it got in your veins, you'd be a better person.
I don't need your charity blood.
Hey, can I put this out there real quick?
No.
If you are a very skinny woman, where do you buy clothes? Because my girlfriend has a job interview tomorrow.
Wow, humble brag over here. Bill's telling everybody how skinny his girlfriend is.
What?
I told her to go to Express.
Yeah,
they have like 00 pants. They have the smallest pants you can buy.
She didn't like the stuff there, and also was out of her price range.
So you want cheap, small Walmart?
They don't got small stuff at Walmart.
Well, I don't know. Target? I mean,
you got to play to your audience. They're not.
If you want cheap and small, Target,
well, not like
Marshalls.
cheap, but like Express was just
inexpensive,
a little over price for her.
Well, I
what
feel
about Target?
Like you're gonna pay $50 for a pair of work trousers.
Yeah,
Amazon.
They were like 90.
Carhartt.
I haven't shopped there in like 10 years.
Yeah.
Where does she normally buy clothes?
She hasn't bought clothes in forever because she's.
Where did she buy them last?
It's been forever.
Wait, what is it? She's getting a new job?
She quit her job as a bartender. She's got a job with a tech company tomorrow.
Oh, so she has to wear like office
interview.
casual.
Yeah. So she needs some office clothes, and so if you are a slim lady,
borrow something to Poundcakes.
It's still too big.
She's a slim lady.
I told her to go just look in the boys section.
No, try
she
like
can get
a
real
Marshalls.
Pockets.
A Marshalls.
She'll show up in a Minecraft T-shirt.
TJ Maxx or something.
Hey, those tech companies, they like stuff like that.
Sure do.
It's a video game.
Hey, look at that. Well, okay. Listen, I didn't mean to go off on a big, long blood tangent there.
Well, you're trying to make me feel bad about
No,
not
I'm
donating.
not. Yeah.
When's the last time you donated teeth, Alan?
Who cares? You're an adult and you'll get over it. Alan. Hey, by the way, you know who else failed? All of the Kyles in our audience. I put the call out a couple of weeks ago. The town of Kyle, Texas, which is the fastest growing city. This is suburban Austin, okay? Kyle, Texas is one of the fastest growing towns in the whole state of Texas. They practically doubled their population over the pandemic. And so they were going to have the gathering of the Kyles in Kyle, Texas. They wanted to set the new world record. And so I put the call out to all of our bureau chiefs, not only our local Kyles, a couple of whom contacted us, Kyle in Grinnell, Iowa, who listens, Kyle in Gastonia, North Carolina, Kyle in Nashville, Kansas City, Savannah, Georgia, all of our Kyles. Now, sure, you had to drive to Kyle, Texas, right? And it might not be an easy thing to do. But when there is a world record on the line, couldn't get it done. They missed it. They fell 835 Kyles short at the gathering of the Kyles.
Is that a lot?
It's a lot of Kyles.
It's a lot of Kyles.
But it's close. I mean, within 1,000. That's
the record is 2325, 2,325 people. They wanted to beat that record.
They got pretty close.
They fell. That's almost a third, though. They fell pretty short. Okay. I mean, it's not like they fell 50 short. They fell 835 Kyles short this past weekend. So thanks for nothing, Alan Cox Show Kyles.
Can I read?
I don't know how much clearer I can be. What?
Can I read a message that I got from a phlebotomist about?
Oh, great.
Please do.
It says, I've been a phlebotomist for 20 years, and Mary sounds like an idiot getting air in the veins. Oh, my God, shoot me.
Well, that's what I said. Like, that doesn't happen. Like, they don't give you a stroke while they're taking...
Also just doesn't like me.
What?
I said that person probably just also doesn't like me.
I think that person
that's outweighed by being a phlebotomist.
I think the phlebotomist part is what she's leaning into.
Ask her how they feel about Jesus and angels. That'll be the defining, Wow, Bill getting texts from phlebotomists. This guy over here. Between Richie Rich Mary and the ice cream truck and you getting blood-taking texts. Hey, Melanie.
Hey, guys. It's the show.
What's up?
I actually wanted to chime in on the blood draw aspect because I definitely understand both sides of it. Like Mary, I hate the individual needles, but I could go and get a tattoo and be just fine. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how that works, but with the air and the line thing with the blood transfusions, though, I'm anemic and I've had to have at least 4 or 5 blood transfusions in the last 10 years. Jeez. My most recent, I had 4 bags of blood in 24 hours.
Yeah, they're at the House of Blues this weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
4. Are they going to be on
2 hours to midnight? 4 bags of blood Saturday night. I'm playing them. I'll tell you what that means. It means that having a cool picture of your zodiac sign in your thigh is more important than trying to save someone's life, Melanie.
Whatever. Well, no, not exactly, because my iron is so low, I actually cannot donate blood for another person. So whenever I do have to take somebody else's blood, I always send up a little prayer to that person because I've been so low with the blood.
Well, okay, but right.
Oh, rules for thee, but not for me. Well, give me all your blood, and I'm not donating any back.
But she's describing a whole. She's got a whole thing going on with the anemia and all that.
Gimme in the blood community.
Blood for me and not for thee is what Melanie's saying. All right, thank you. There's Melanie from Berea, of course. Another rich girl checking in.
Stealing everyone's blood.
Taking everyone's blood. What are you, O positive, A negative? Jeez. I don't care. Give it to me. Put it right in my face, and I'll drink it.
Unreal.
All right, listen. Donate blood. Gets you to point tickets if you strike out with me. If you want to text 35192, and we'll be back.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app and your favorite smart device. Just tell it to play the Alan Cox Show.
On iHeartRadio.
Buzzard Radio.
The Buzzard.
Is Rover.
Gross and shocking. You ready?
Rock.
Money!
The worlds collide. And Alan Cox.
It makes you gurgle and you get that thick spit.
Your FM home of the Guardians.
This building will shake.
100.7
WMMS.
From the Universal Windows Direct Weather Center, WMMS Weather.
Sunny skies for your
$10,000.
Awesome.
All of your favorite superstars.
This is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
Best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
This is The Buzzard.
From the Barrio Tacos Tequila and Whiskey Studios.
His first marriage didn't work out. He caught her texting another show.
Sounds like he deserved it.
It's Alan Cox.
On 100.7 WMMS.
216-578-1007. To get to us live, or 800-348-1007. 35192. Want to send a text. If you're watching live at AlanCoxShow.com, you can thank Plomp Divinovitz for helping out back there. Plomp.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Guardians will play tonight, second of 3 here at home against the White Sox.
Ask what Plomp is short for?
Plompenstein?
No, Plumpelstiltskin.
Plumpelstiltskin. Boy, I'd shorten it to Plomp too.
Yeah.
Plumpelstiltskin Divinovitz is nothing anybody wants to walk around with. You fully understand how that got shortened. The Guardians will play tonight. They shut out my White Sox last night, 3-0, but that's fair. They get another crack at him tonight, 6:10, right around the corner at Progressive Field. And you'll hear it here on MMS. Of course, we'll roll out a couple of minutes early, get you right into first pitch. And then they'll finish that series tomorrow afternoon, a 1:10 start. And then the holiday weekend, they'll stay in town to play the St. Louis Cardinals. Albert Pujols and the Cardinals. He's done, right? I know he came back to play.
Well, he played.
Is he done?
He finished last year.
Last
year,
he's
done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Done. Okay.
No more poo holes in baseball.
Well, hope springs eternal, I guess.
20 years of poo holes was
20
enough.
years of poo holes. Alan, did Poundcake watch Surviving R. Kelly Point Part 3? Is that a thing?
Yes, it is, and I started it. I didn't finish it.
Oh. What more is there to be told? At this point, it just feels exploitative.
That's what I've been telling you guys from the very beginning. It's
right, but you've watched it. You called it comfort viewing or comfort food or whatever it was.
These people are going on here. I'm like, after the third one, they did Surviving R. Kelly. Then they did Surviving R. Kelly, The Aftermath. Then they had like another one that was like
Surviving R. Kelly with a Vengeance. Surviving R. Kelly,
it was like
Live Free or Die.
Yep.
R. Kelly.
Yep.
Two
survive, two Kelly.
It was like Surviving R. Kelly, The Impact. And it was like giving another point of view. And then this one is like, I don't even know. And it's like has some of the same people in there. I'm like, why are you doing... I imagine, and I'm trying to play like devil's advocate here, because I'm like, okay, maybe they can't find work after having this go so public and be so big. They're not going to be able to go get a job at Target or something like that. So maybe they're doing these documentaries for a little bit more income. Like I'm thinking like that, but at the same time, I
got that documentary money. You know how everybody's getting rich off documentaries.
I didn't say they were getting rich. I'm just saying maybe it's paying their bills, because Drea Kelly was complaining that, she didn't get a cent from Lifetime. I was like, I don't even know if Lifetime's playing this.
Who is she?
Drea Kelly is R. Kelly's ex-wife.
Okay.
Who was one of his victims as well. Like, she was held captive for years and starved. And
While they were married?
While they were married. People didn't even know that R. Kelly was married.
Wow.
And so he would have these, it's very weird.
He held her captive?
He held her captive because...
Boy, that's marriage. Am I right, Bill? Usually just feel like it.
I wasn't on R. Kelly's side till now, but you know what? You got that wife nagging you.
Black snake moan, baby.
He's probably out spending all his money because
Bitches
women be shopping.
Anywho. Okay, so part 3 starts with who? We found another one.
It's not part 3. It's like... This is like the 4th one, so it's like...
Alan, you're wrong. It's not part 3, it's part 5. So there's more to come after this, or is this the end of the trilogy?
I don't know, but I didn't even finish it. I can't even like find it anymore. Before, like, it used to like suggest other ones in my Netflix.
Because you watched Surviving R. Kelly, you might like the Elizabeth Smart story. You might like Girl Chained to a Radiator. You might like the Amanda Berry story.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to it because it's gone now. Like, it's out of my queue to where, like, I can't watch it anymore. It's like, oh, continue watching. And then I'm like, okay.
How did you find it in the first place?
So here's all the ones. There's Surviving R. Kelly. I'm looking on Netflix right now.
That's the OG.
And then it's Surviving R. Kelly Part 2, The Reckoning. Surviving
Did
R.
they spell it W-R-E-C-K?
R-E-C-K.
Oh, yeah, okay, gotcha.
Then it's Surviving R. Kelly Part 3.
Yeah.
And then Surviving R. Kelly, The Impact.
Back for The Impact.
And this
It seems like all these people have been impacted from the other parts too. The Impact.
And this one has a host. This one.
Oh boy, that's you don't get a host for the last installment of anything. You get a host when you know you got a few more coming.
She's a light-skinned lady. Soledad O'Brien. I don't know who.
Soledad O'Brien, yeah, is like a famous news woman, a light-skinned lady. Yeah, Soledad O'Brien was like on NBC for a long, long time, but she was also, I think she finally got out of the biz because she's like, news sucks, and it's all for, she was very, very publicly critical of how news was being done. But I think she's a documentarian now,
Yeah,
so maybe that's how you saw it.
So there are 4.
So she hosts it.
So, I saw The Impact before. So there's 4 iterations of it, but Part 3 is like, I guess they had a spinoff, and that was like The Impact with hosted. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's exploitive.
The girls are getting their own.
They got the dad from Family Matters,
so this Surviving R. Kelly Part 3 is supposed to be the final chapter, and this one was 2023. So it is Part 3, but it's actually Part 4. And it didn't pop up in my queue anymore. It didn't say continue watching, and I've kind of just been like out and about, and I don't feel like being down. Like, I haven't had a good snack in the past couple of weeks, or like, I haven't hit the pin and just needed something to watch.
Okay, so Soledad O'Brien announced this April of 2019. Is this this isn't a new installment, is it? Or are you just seen?
I was just telling you all the ones that I have seen.
Right, yeah.
And there's 3.
The Impact is what this is, but I guess they announced it a while ago. Wow. It wasn't even on my radar.
Because R. Kelly, they had Surviving R. Kelly.
They had to see which way the trials went.
And it was so, yep, exactly. So they did Surviving R. Kelly, The Reckoning, and that was like the impact from, all the media. And then when he was sentenced, I think that's when they made the Impact or whatever. And now Part 3 is, where are the victims now? Now that they,
Where are they now?
Where are they? Exactly.
Andy Cohen hosts. He gets them drunk. They get triggered.
Meet my bartenders. They are not being held captive.
All right, we're going to play 2 Truths and a Lie with R. Kelly's victims.
Could you imagine having like a TLC show? It's just like, where are they now? Surviving R. Kelly. And it's just like them walking around like, Mom, make me some sketty. Since my daughter's been home from R. Kelly, she really got back into her old ways.
Right.
She's disrespectful. She don't care about nothing or nobody.
Well, but you know how you can make a career out of being a reality person now? You just bounce from show to show to show. You could be like, my credits include Surviving R. Kelly 1, 2, 3. I was on Surviving Nick Cannon's Penis.
I was
on Surviving Kevin Hart's comedy movies. I was on Celebrity Big Brother.
I was on Bad Girls Club LA.
Yep. I've done all the surviving shows. Wow. 26 million people watched. Wow.
And no one bothered to help. And these people are not getting paid.
No, watched the miniseries, not watched him.
No, I'm talking about...
And nobody bothered to help.
But I'm saying these girls are...
If only I could reach into my television set and assist these young women.
Just saying, they're still telling... They're giving their disgusting, sad story. Like, it's hard to stomach the stuff they went through. Yeah. And people are just like, more.
You're managing to do it.
Well, I haven't finished Part 3 yet. So
I love how he says people are like more, like that. Like he's not one of them.
No, he's putting himself in that. I think he's been pretty upfront about the fact that he's sitting there eating popcorn. He's like that Michael Jackson Thriller meme. He's just sitting there. Hey, it's pretty good. All right. Well, I hadn't heard. Just somebody texted and said, "Is he watching Part 3?"
I started it, so I got.
How many episodes?
I don't remember, but I got like through an episode and a half, and then I was like, oh man, I got something to do. Like, so I had to turn it off.
I got something to do.
And then I never like really picked it up from that. Like,
is this something that you and McBoyfriend could enjoy together, or will you just be tired at trying to catch him up with the story?
He doesn't know that I'm into this yet, so I guess he'll hear. And like, I don't think he knows that I watch Surviving R. Kelly because he loves black music. He loves like I mean, Whitney Houston, just like I do.
Mm-hmm.
All black hip hop, and we're gonna go see Fantasia in a couple weeks. Not the Disney show.
No,
but
she's in the Color Purple musical too.
yeah, we're gonna go see her concert here. She's coming to Jacobs Pavilion, and then so he knows who R. Kelly is. I don't know if he's watched.
Did he buy those tickets?
Wow, he knows who R. Kelly is. He does go deep with black music.
I mean, there's some people that don't. I'm sure I'm saying
He's
familiar
like,
with his
I'm way
catalog."
into R. I love all of R's music. I can't get enough.
I thought you were saying that he's like way into R. Not so deep on the B, but the rhythm part really gets me. The blues bring me down.
Yeah.
Maybe
You know,
that's-
I'm a positive guy. I like to.
He's coming over tonight. Maybe we'll watch it. Hey, babe, I got something to watch. We don't have to scroll and watch a movie this time.
Yeah, let's order in and watch R. Kelly's Victims.
R. Kelly, Part 3.
Tell
the
us
final
all
chapter.
about the final chapter.
Something was
That's
wrong
right.
when a little pretty white girl ran into a black man's arms. Dad gave away. Dad gave away. My neighbor got big testicles because we see this dude every day. We eat ribs with this dude, but we didn't have the glue that that girl was in that house.
You know, on Wikipedia, Charles Ramsey is listed as movie producer. What happened to Charles Ramsey? You know, when he was making the media rounds when his book came out years and years ago, we had him on, but he just disappeared. For as ubiquitous as the guy was in the media cycle, in the immediate aftermath of the Ariel Castro stuff, he just fell off the face of the planet.
Maybe he made the money he wanted to make and said bye. You know?
I hope that's what happened, because I'd say good for you, because most people, they don't do that. They hang out. But if you make some money and just dip, man, good for him. A true Cleveland hero right there. You can leave us messages, by the way, if you want to. Alan Cox Show After Hours line is always there for you. It is 216-986-8903.
Hello, Alan. It's Allison. I came here to the window the other day. Blah, 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 whatever. I'm listening to the YouTube channel, thank you, Bill, from today, and you're complaining about a salad coming with a slice of pizza. Mr. I always want to eat my greens, Mr. Quarter Bagel, is now giving people guff about a salad coming with a piece of pizza. If anybody would be happy about some greens coming with a piece of pizza, I would think it would be you. Just a weird take. Anyway, love you guys. Bye.
I wasn't giving people guff. I was confused, but people are so sensitive about their food. They're such babies.
You're a baby.
And then they get mad at me. First of all, I have zero reason to complain about anything another person eats. What I said was, because you guys were talking about going to Geraci's, I don't, and again, I realize it's not uncommon. It doesn't mean that it makes sense.
Well, it's also
I don't
not.
understand why a combo is pizza and salad.
It's not that it's not uncommon. It is the norm.
No, that's why I'm saying it's not uncommon.
But I
I realize
that's different. Not uncommon is like you see it every now and then. Every pizza place you go to is going to have a salad.
And I'm confused by that.
I don't understand why.
Because people ordering pizza are doing it specifically, they don't want a salad. McDonald's combos are not Big Mac and salad.
But you can go
They're
to a
fries, Coke.
restaurant and get a burger with a side salad.
But if you want a salad, listen, we got a picture in the group chat over the weekend of Bill at Geraci's. He's like, the food's awesome. There wasn't a leaf in the bunch. He had pizza and dough balls. You did
We already
not.
ate the salad, yeah.
You
we ate the salad. We were standing in line.
You ate the salad first.
With your fingers.
Yeah. I need an appetizer, honey. Could we just get a salad up front?
No, we thought about getting a salad, but it was just one of those things where we didn't get it that time.
But she said,
I got a salad.
That's what I'm
But you
saying.
did.
Your
'Cause
combo,
the combo comes with it.
Right.
Right.
I like the
That's my
combo.
question. Combo is pizza, salad, pop. I'm just curious.
Well, okay,
I'm
by
curious
that
why that is.
logic, then-
I'm not saying it's a bad thing or people are being babies about their food. I'm just saying I'm curious how that got to be a thing. Because if you want pizza,
It's balance, man. It's all
balance.
Italian food.
Yeah, you know how balanced people are about their diets.
Well, no, that's all Italian food. It's a carb-heavy entree with a salad to start. You could say that having a salad before pasta doesn't make sense. But that's what
Right,
Italian
but
food is.
But a pizza joint is not going to an Italian restaurant. is
But
what I'm saying.
it's an Italian style food. See, this is what the argument we got into about it yesterday is that you're saying it's not. It is Italian style food.
I didn't say anything about it being Italian.
Not you, because then we brought up like, Olive Garden or Mexican. When were we talking about that? We got in an argument about that earlier. Anyway,
we just all we do is argue anymore.
Our relationship is just in the pits. But what I'm saying is that you could argue that with anything. If anybody wanted a salad before anything, you could say, well, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, no, because, I mean, if you're talking about a protein and a starch, that's weird. If you're talking about a carb and a green, that's, you can mix it up however you want. I'm just curious. If you go to a sit-down restaurant, they'll have salads on the menu, but I guess I think of pizza as more like a fast food joint.
No.
You're saying no?
No.
Okay.
I think of pizza.
Just because you can sit down. They have a window. They have a
this
window.
Specific one, but pizza
well, that's what we were talking about.
Yes, but pizza places are, you go, you order a pizza, you sit down, you eat it. Like it's a dine-in restaurant.
Yeah.
Most pizza places.
Aren't the pizzas usually giant, though, like for the table?
Well, they have different size pizzas. You could get a personal 8-inch pizza if you wanted to. Or you could get an extra large 10-piece pizza,
Mm-hmm. You know what we should do? Go get some pizza and settle this once and for all. You eat some salad, you eat some pizza, you see
go
how
ahead.
you feel.
No, listen, go ahead.
No, you have to do it.
No.
Because you have to pay for it.
No. No, thank you. Okay.
Like when I think of pizza,
no, listen.
I think of a side salad
Anytime somebody's eating vegetables, I think it's a thumbs up. That's a positive thing. I was just curious how pizza and a salad got to be a thing. Because when I have pizza, I'm not eating a salad with it. I'm eating too many goddamn salads the rest of the time. So if I'm eating pizza, it's specifically because I don't want a salad.
It's just the only side dish that goes with pizza. You eat pizza and French fries? Pizza and chips that don't make any sense.
You go to a Little Caesars, they give you, it's genius. The best part of, yes, which is just unused crusts.
Yeah.
Or dough or whatever. They're like, it's genius marketing. Hey, want a brownie? Every pizza joint is trying to sell you everything except salads. That's where the confusion.
But you're also thinking of delivery pizza joints. You're not thinking of like traditional pizza restaurants
I'm
where
just
you
saying,
go in and
I'm
they have
just
a
saying.
full menu.
They have a full menu, granted. But just because you can go sit down doesn't. You can go sit down at a Marco's.
No,
They're
you
not
can't.
Yes, the one right by me. I get it.
You
yes.
have the Marco's has a dining room.
Booths, yes.
I've never seen it. Papa John's,
and that means
Marco's,
it doesn't exist. Got
no,
it.
I'm just saying.
The point is, they're not trying to sell you salads. McDonald's not trying to sell you salads. They're trying to sell you.
I disagree.
Okay.
There's a place that, and this is going based off of my experience, anecdotal evidence, which isn't real.
Why are you going to say it like that?
Because anytime anybody says...
But if it's true, you don't deserve to use that voice.
Anytime anybody says, hey, this is what I've experienced, and you guys don't agree with it, but that's just anecdotal.
Well,
that's
it works really well for us.
Well, yes, because we're not purporting it as a universal fact.
But you only use the anecdotal evidence argument when you don't agree with it.
No, I'm not. I just said the Marco's by me has booths.
Right.
And you said, not one I've ever seen. Okay.
My argument is that there are like delivery pizza places and then there are pizza restaurants. Like places, there's a place by us
like
called
Chuck
Donato's.
Entertainment Cheese is what you're talking about.
They got a salad bar.
They do have a salad
They
bar,
got a
and
salad
it's a
bar.
huge attraction.
Mm-hmm.
A huge attraction.
That's right, yeah.
Everybody in there loves salad.
How else you going to get E. coli? Are you going to go in the ball pit? No,
Not
they got rid of it.
All those brawls breaking out over who gets more salad. Yeah. All right. Well, you might be onto something there.
If you go to a sit-down pizza place, I would say 90% of those places have salads on the menu and are almost always paired. Pizza and salad.
But granted, I think 90% of most sit-down restaurants in general will have a salad. What I'm saying is, I was just curious why it was connected with pizza.
Being in the snow, and now you ruined it like a pizza place
I know you
ruins a
tried.
salad. Okay, 4 pizzas and a salad.
Salad? How do you make a salad?
First, you throw in the whole head of lettuce.
Even the hard-to-eat white part at the bottom?
That's what the people want. Now, what else?
I got a can of whole black olives. Should I slice them up?
What are you, crazy? No, you keep them whole. You're going to want to know you've got an olive in your mouth.
What about this tomato?
Cut it into thirds. It should be big enough to pretend you've got red teeth.
How about this carrot? Should I cut it up?
Yes, but very thin lengthwise. The whole length of the carrot. 1 thin slice. Okay, what else do we got?
Well, we got these hot peppers, but you can't really eat them.
No problem. Dump them all in.
Now, should we put it in a bowl?
No, let's put it in a lasagna tray.
Okay, great. I'll take it.
Oh, and make sure to stick it right on top of the pizza so it stays nice and warm. Hello, every pizza place.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.
Beggars.
Get down on my hands and knees and beg.
They can't be choosers. What they can be is at Buzzard Fest. Drop your dignity and beg for Buzzard Fest tickets.
I am begging.
Just tap the talkback mic on the iHeartRadio app while you're listening to MMS and start begging.
Please, I beg you.
It's that little microphone right next to the play button. Find it? Now use it. If you grovel real good, you could get into Buzzard Fest to see Incubus, Bush, Live Filter, and Wellesley Arms Friday, August 4th at Victory Park in North Ridgeville.
I am begging you.
Beg for Buzzard Fest tickets with the talkback mic on iHeartRadio from 100.7 WMMS.
Your afternoon drive is brought to you by the Ken Ganley Auto Group, Ohio's #1 automotive retailer.
Shop Dick's Sporting Goods this weekend for big Memorial Day savings. Stay cool in the shade with a Quest 10x10 canopy, now $49.98. Save up to 25% on select apparel and footwear from Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, and Brooks. And get out on the water with $100 off select Pelican kayaks. Plus, save up to $200 on select golf clubs from Callaway, TaylorMade, and Ping. Shop in-store or online at Dicks.com. Kick off summer with great deals at Dick's. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Classic Toyota wants your vehicle and is offering top dollar for your car, truck, or SUV. Even if you did not buy from them, bring your vehicle to Nick Crea at Classic Toyota on the Auto Campus in Manur, and he'll make you an aggressive offer. Drive ClassicToyota.com.
You probably already know that Rosetta Stone is one of the best ways to learn a language. But did you also know that they offer a lifetime subscription to all 25 of their languages? Dabble in French, try your hand at German, learn a bit of Japanese, or even explore Swedish. And right now, you can get 40% off Rosetta Stone's lifetime unlimited subscription. Visit rosettastone.com today to purchase once and learn for life. Rosetta Stone, how language is learned.
Millions of small business owners like Leanna Lynn choose Spectrum Business.
Spectrum Business services are essential to our business.
Call 855-282-FAST to choose Spectrum Business for your business. Get fast, reliable internet starting at $49.99 per month and the Spectrum Business Connect phone system with video conferencing for just $19.99 per month to get a free mobile line for 1 year.
I cannot live without it.
Call 855-282-FAST to choose Spectrum Business today. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Hey, K.O.B., you got what I need.
At the all-new Kia of Bedford, buy any new Kia and make no payments for 90 days. You heard it, no payments for 90 days. KiaofBedford.com. With approved credit, deferred payments applied to the remainder of financing.
Lorain County Community College grads are ready for the future.
I turned to LCCC for a degree in advanced technology.
To gain the skills needed to start a new career in cybersecurity.
To become a nurse and make a difference in our community.
To save money before earning my degree at a 4-year university.
To earn a degree that fits with my life. You can turn to LCCC. We will prepare you for the jobs of the future. Lorain County Community College. Always here, always ready. Enroll today.
Hey, it's Alan. We're teaming up with the Cleveland Funny Bus to give you guys an amazing night out. Join us every Wednesday while we explore the city's most interesting neighborhoods and spots. It's a 90-minute trip. Your tour guides are local comedians who put their awesome, hilarious spin on the sights and sounds and history of the area, and I'll be your host. Tickets are only $33. We leave from Collision Bend Brewing Company. So get ready to have a great time. Get your tickets now. Join us for Alan Cox Show night on the Cleveland Funny Bus. Go to funnybus.net for all the info.
Had enough of those little flies in your kitchen?
I did. That's why I got Zevo. I just plug in the trap, insert a cartridge, and let the light do all the work.
Zevo traps use blue and UV light to attract and trap flying insects with no odor, no mess, and no stress. Stop swatting and ditch the DIY traps. With Zevo, getting rid of bugs is as easy as
click, click, blue.
Zevo. People friendly, bug deadly.
Isn't it nice to get exactly what you want? Introducing the new My Plan from Verizon. Now you control what goes into your phone plan and what stays out of it. All on Verizon's award-winning 5G network. So, with My Plan, you get exactly what you want and only pay for what you need. And for
Tour.
True TV and Practical Jokers, the Drive Tour. Starring Q, Murr, and Sal. Saturday, June 3rd, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
This is going to drive me insane.
Tickets available at rocketmortgagefieldhouse.com. 16 years of age or older suggested to attend. Produced by Outback Presents.
The Buzzard. The home of the Buzzard.
This is 100.7 WMMS.
Cleveland.
All right, you want to join us on the sold-out Cleveland Funny Bus tomorrow night, every Wednesday. We get out there with you. Cleveland Funny Bus is a lot of fun. I'll be your host tomorrow night. Local comedians are your tour guides, and it's a blast. Leave from Collision Bend in the Flats. You can go to funnybus.net for the details. But every Wednesday, you can join the Alan Cox Show on the Cleveland Funny Bus. So I'll give you the last pair of tickets here because it's sold out. So see you tomorrow night. 2 for the Cleveland Funny Bus. Good luck. Caller 10-216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Let's not pretend any of this makes sense.
I don't understand any of this.
It's the Alan Cox Show
On the Buzzard.
WMMS.
$35192. Want to send a text? People calling me AC Arugula arguer. No, listen. Do whatever you want to do, right? God bless you. Live your life. Be happy.
What does the sound a car horn? What does the sound a car horn makes have to do with what we were arguing about?
Arugula. I don't know because that's what they said. That's all they said. Alan, the point is, the reason that they sell salad at pizza places is because ranch goes great with both.
Oh, yeah.
It's Joe in Akron. Well, I'm not a ranch guy. That's just me.
I miss ranch.
Just me. It's not worth the diarrhea?
No. Ranch is
brutal on you?
Ranch is brutal. They have some it's just not the same. There's some things that you just can't remake. You know what I brought with my lunch today? A friggin' coconut-based yogurt, and it's one of the grossest things I've ever eaten.
Yeah, man, I'm not down with
so gross.
I'm not down with coconut water. I'm not down with coconut. I don't know. And I love coconut.
Me too.
Yeah.
And coconut ice cream I like a lot too because
That's pretty
I like
good, yeah.
I like the flavor of coconut.
Yep.
But this it's I think the brand is so delicious. I've never had it before, and I enjoy yogurt, but it's like you can't get that same consistency if you're not using dairy. And that's the same thing with ranch or sour cream or cream cheese, any of those dairy alternative where they use coconut or cashew or whatever.
They're taking their liberties with it.
Really gross. Like this one, it's like a sour, milky, it's so bad. But I bought it and I don't want to just throw it away. So I'm going to try to force myself to eat it in the next break. But
Hey, Dan.
Yep.
What's up?
I just wanted to let Mary know that I work at Marco's in Medina, and we have a dining room.
Okay, I'm wrong. You all win.
And we have plenty of salads also.
There you go. Alan's wrong too.
No. I believe you. Again, I see this. It was never about not believing salads exist. What am I, Mike Clevenger? But the point is, I was always curious. What do you think salads come from? Bill Forests. I was just curious how that got to be a combo. You guys move a lot of salads, Dan?
We do.
Yeah. Well, there you go. People go, hey, pizza, get an antipasti, whatever. Yeah. Okay. Hey, thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. There's Dan working at a Marco's in Medina, straight from the horse's mouth. There's a, our boss, Rob Anthony, is from Rhode Island, born and raised. And so I don't know if this guy was one of his representatives or not. We have a couple people actually here. He's new to Northeast Ohio. We have a couple of people who have been here a long time, but they're Rhode Island natives. And there's a councilman who was arrested. Have you seen this video where the cop walking up on a car that just parked there, and it's this city councilman asleep?
Yes, I've seen this. He's got a crack pipe in his hand.
Coke and fentanyl. And Whoa. Cranston City Councilman Matthew Riley was picked up. And the body cam footage is, and these guys always do the same thing too. They're like, hey, you know who I am? You think you could let it go? A young guy. This dude's like 41. He was passed out in the driver's seat, and the officer told him, hey, you have a crack pipe in your hands.
You've taken in some fentanyl, Matt, and that's we've got to make sure you may not feel it right now, but God forbid something happens to you. We feel terrible about that, you know?
1 second.
I mean, there's more drugs on the scene.
I love the Rhode Island
accent,
Boston. I
yeah.
love it. It'd be something terrible, something like that
You
happening.
hate to see it.
Yeah.
It makes it seem like it's a joke.
Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah.
I love it.
So they found him with cocaine and fentanyl, arrested on what? A Republican. Anywho, they arrested him after a passerby tipped police off. They thought a guy was having a medical episode in his car, and he was.
Sort of.
It just involved
Self-induced.
fentanyl
Yeah.
and crack cocaine. Boy, these politicians, they go right for the crack.
They can afford it.
On a city councilman's? Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know how expensive crack is, but...
It's not that it's expensive. It's just how often you want to do it.
Is
You know
that
what I
what it
mean?
is?
Like one time's not going to break the bank, but it's the fact that you want to do it every half hour.
I guess so. Here, let me show you this here. This body cam.
You got anything in your pants or anything? Nothing in there? I mean, just...
You got nothing in your pants.
You got anything in your pants?
You got your pants there. You got crack pipe.
No, you got anything on you? No, nothing.
I mean, it does suck for the guy. I mean, listen.
Well, don't
He's
smoke
doing
crack.
I agree. I agree.
It
I'm
sucks
just saying.
for the guy. If you
wasn't-
smoke crack, find out.
No, I get it. I understand. I'm just saying these people. Mary, you're an addict.
I am.
You can
that
sympathize.
doesn't even want to shoot heroin to her veins because she's too scared.
Listen.
Hey, listen, good for you. If that's
I might
what.
get an air bubble and die.
But,
Yeah.
Okay,
It's not
listen.
worth the high. You talk about things being worth the diarrhea. You know it's not worth the high? Maybe dying.
But also, there
You
are a
haven't
lot
tried
of.
heroin yet. It's amazing.
But there are a lot of people, and you can smoke H, but there are a lot of people who shooting drugs keeps them from doing them.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't like needles, and that's what's kept me. So listen, whatever keeps you away from it, I
You
guess.
should be applauding me. I have had, thank you. What's the stuff they give you that's like heroin? I think it starts with an M at the hospital. It's real.
Mozzarella.
Morphine. Yes, mozzarella.
You get the right mozzarella. It's like heroin.
Morphine. I've had that. I like that. And that's why it needs to be administered by a professional.
Yeah, because people get addicted to morphine too.
Yeah. They're like, your mouth is going to taste funny, your body's going to feel warm. And then for the next 2 hours, like, this is the best day of my life.
Yeah. Don't tell me how my mouth tastes.
I actually had, the time I had morphine, I've only had it once, I had gotten bitten by a cat. This is in like 2014. I was super drunk, and my friend was like, yo, that cat's mean. Don't mess with that cat. And I was like, I'm a cat whisperer. You've never even met me. And sure enough, the mean cat bit me.
Oh.
But because our friend was in from out of town, we're on a weekend bender, I didn't go to the hospital for like 4 days. And I was hammered, and it was super, super infected. My hand looked like a grapefruit. It was huge and discolored. It was so nasty. And I went to the ER. I was in so much pain, like I couldn't move any of my fingers. So they gave me morphine, and then I had to go in for every day for a week and get IV antibiotics. That's how bad the infection was. Because I let it go after 4 days. Because cat mouths are like one of the most disgusting things. Like, that's why it's called cat bite fever, like, or cat scratch fever or whatever. Because you can get really, really sick from it. But that's the time I had morphine. And what was funny is that as soon as the morphine kicked in, I looked at my hand and I went to go start moving my fingers. And the lady was like, no. You're still in pain. Just because you can't feel it doesn't mean it's not there anymore. But I do like morphine.
Said Mary Santora. Tom Hanks is a good actor, and I do love morphine.
Big fan of the morphine.
Tell you that. I got some sperm news here.
Sperm news.
Oh, so much sperm news today. I love it. An OnlyFans model in Australia claims that her top contributor was her stepdad. And that her mom found out and kicked his ass out of the house.
I mean,
not even like he was subscribing, but he was the
Paying-
biggest fan.
paying
Spent
for
thousands
messages.
of dollars. She said that her number one fan turned out to be her stepdad. She was curious who was spending thousands of dollars. This is not a guy that her mom recently married. She has known her stepdad since she was 11.
Oh my God.
And
this is so
I'm gonna throw up.
so uncomfortable.
now the worst part, as you'll soon find out, is the accent. Nothing else in this story pales to the awful, awful dread induced by the Australian accent.
When I first started my website, I had this customer who was my number one customer, bought every single thing that I sent him, and she also had a very specific username on the website. And I had someone
Not
view
your
my TikTok
stepdad.
page with the exact same
It's
username,
not Dave.
and
Not Charlie at.
underneath that, it said from your contacts. I narrowed it down to 6 people, and one of them was my stepdad. I went with my gut feeling, and I messaged the website account, and I said, I know who this is, and within 2 minutes got a text from my stepdad saying, hey, Tay, can we talk?
Oh, God, can we talk?
No, we cannot.
So wait,
But this is like the kind of porn that's the most popular porn online is stepdad porn.
Well,
Or
stepdad,
stepmom
stepmom,
porn.
stepbrother,
Step
like
porn. Yep.
dude, what would you do?
Well,
Wait,
nothing.
that's like-
At that, he's paid you thousands of dollars.
Oh, you're keeping the money, but like you ruined a family. And it's, you know what though? I would rather this happen than him have done something to her when she was a kid. You know?
Well, yeah, this is
best
better,
case
but
scenario.
not.
Better
but
case
not
scenario.
I think there's a better case scenario. I think the best case scenario is he doesn't ever subscribe to her.
But I'm saying if we're
But
talking
if
in
we're
the
talking
realm of
creepness,
yeah.
He was ordering custom videos and spending thousands of dollars on them.
And I'm sorry, did he not have a fake email or a fake?
No, he had his account attached to her phone, and it
showed up in her
Showed up in her contacts.
But I don't. But that's stupid on his part. He'd be more like.
Oh, it's all stupid on his part.
He wanted to get caught.
Yeah, he probably did. Because he's like, what if she feels the same way or something?
Mhm.
Some sick, twisted, I took care of you. Blah, blah.
She said that her stepdad denied all of it, but of course, my mom got rid of him straight away.
Yeah.
But if you want to talk about family trauma, my stepdad watched me have sex with my partner for 2 months.
Well, that's like people have asked me where they're like, when you sell pictures of your feet to these guys, do you know who they are? And I was like, no, and I never want to. Not that I don't have any stepdads, so that helps. But like, I would feel if there's someone at work or something like that where it's like, you know what, keep it. This one guy who gives me a lot of money, he was like, can I send you a picture of myself? And I was like, no, because I don't want to know who you are. I don't want to accidentally see you in public.
Yeah, but the wild thing with this situation is the guy's like one room over.
I know.
You're living in the house with your stepdad
That's what
and
I
your
mean,
mom.
is that the anonymity of it is part of what I think makes women feel safe.
Right.
I can do this because the chances of me running into these people or me having to meet them or whatever it is very low.
That's why Poundcake said if he was doing it, I mean, tattoos aside, it would be from the neck down. Isn't that what you said? Neck down.
Yeah, it would be neck down because all my tattoos are like waist up, but it still like you deal with I might not have anyone in my family that would view this, but my family, I have in-laws that will definitely like watch or like the friends of friends. Once word gets out, because if I were to do a OnlyFans or something like that, I would tell my family members. I'm not going to do it in secret. I'm like, listen, prepare yourselves. My mom's friends at work would know.
Yeah, you got to go all out.
I don't want to embarrass my family, and one way I would embarrass them would be not telling them. So I'm like, listen, brace yourselves. You might hear some things from your friends, and that's something that I would have to deal with. So I know going into it, everyone's going to see this, or they'll at least hear of it.
She said that her stepdad would ask to see the underwear that she was wearing every day and take photos in the bathroom while she was at work. He also requested that I would... He requested that when I was filming solo content at home, that I would not do it in the bathroom or the shower. She clarified that these were places that her stepdad had access to. This guy thought he was on OnlyFans. Because the stepdad and she's because that's pretty wild.
Okay, well, how would you feel? What if it now? Here's another creepy scenario. What if it was like your best friend's dad? like not related to her.
It's still creepy. That's
That's
what I
still
mean about
very
it being
creepy, yeah.
about it being
Wait,
anonymous.
he's doing the OnlyFans and I'm subscribing, or vice
No,
versa?
say-
Oh, because he
like-
can take all
like
my
if it
money.
was Mary's best girlfriend, what if it was like her dad? Like again,
I won't look at Mary's sister's OnlyFans.
Yeah, I've never looked either.
I guarantee. I know some of my friends subscribe to her, and it's one of those things.
Does
I'm
that
like,
bother
it is-
you?
It doesn't bother me, but it's like you're gonna have to see her at some point if that makes you feel weird. You know.
And your
She
sister
has people at her work that subscribe to her.
But you know that going in.
That's
You
what I'm
know what I
saying. You have
mean?
to know. You have to have that type of mentality. Like, yep, I do OnlyFans. This is what I do. Be very upfront with it. And I feel like that is your layer of protection because you know what you're getting into when you start. Other people can't be surprised, but like, yes, you're gonna see pole and hole. Like if you look at my OnlyFans.
Well, weird things online with the ladies are always obviously sexual in nature. There's a woman who is 28 years old named Rebecca Blue who sells all kinds of
Thursday.
things. Gotta get down on Thursday. Fridays are for Rebecca Black. Thank you very much.
Thursdays are for Rebecca Blue.
Rebecca Blue sells anything she wants. I'll let her tell you about it here.
28 years old. I live in North Carolina, and I'm a professional goddess. Selling weird things on the internet, in the past 10 years, I have netted over $1 million.
Sheesh.
But I didn't go to school. I have no degree.
What?
I was a exotic dancer when I was 18.
That's how you know she didn't go to school, Bill, because it would be, I was an exotic dancer.
Uh-huh.
Look at her neck.
Then I transitioned into a webcam model while also starting a side business selling clothing and accessories on the internet. There's a guy in his basement who wants to buy trash from a
Look at that. Did you see what that was? She sold toenails.
Good for her.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, toenail, or like dead foot skin.
Dude, people like, do you
It's
understand?
dead foot skin. She sells everything. Over
I
there.
had one guy ask me to ask the pedicure lady to keep the foot shavings.
The shavings.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
It was too late, but I was like, bro,
Next
thousands
time.
of dollars. You're out of your mind.
who wants to buy trash from a goddess like myself. Maybe he's interested in what I've touched. Maybe he wants to touch it too.
God damn, you girls have it good.
Wait, can you pull her up on the screen again?
All you have to do is decide you want to do this, and you're just printing money.
Mm-hmm. Maybe there's a worship aspect to it. A lot of it is based on worship play. And I
She's
feel like
putting a bunch of like garbage and crap in her shoes, right?
people who bid on celebrities' items.
Take the hair out of your brush and put it in your
Goodwill,
shoes.
it's a very similar sensation. So
Yeah, it's
whether
just-
it's sexual or not is completely up.
Sexual or not,
Yeah.
whether it's sexual or not, maybe they want to have a platonic relationship with my foot.
Do you think that stepdad was in a sexual relationship? He just liked to support her.
Yeah, you support everything you do. I
I
just
don't-
think you're great.
I don't watch any. I just want to make sure you have some money.
Make sure you're good, so you better
And
get an allowance.
finally, in sperm news, the story of the woman who quit medical school to sell her spit.
Dude, you can make money, man.
This is a girl who first of all, I called.
Would you sell spit?
I sold a video of me spitting. Not even my face. Like
Just-
literally
yeah.
just the spit dropping it into the cup. My face wasn't even in it.
Yeah, I called bull. I'll show you the picture on the live stream. I called bull shrimp on this because there's no way that is spit. So she's telling people that it is and giving them something else. But she said this is a British girl. And she said that she was earning thousands of dollars a week by selling her own spit. Started as a fluke, but now I've been doing it for 4 years.
What is wrong with men? We are
disgusting.
We are so gross. We are so
yeah.
gross.
Yeah, but we're paying
I
girls
know.
student loans, and she was able to quit her job at Tesco simply through hawking her saliva and her other bodily effects. Yeah, she was hawking her wares, all right.
Ugh.
Yep.
I'll tell you what. The guy paid a good amount of money to watch me spit in a cup, and he wanted I was in a hotel, so he wanted it like half full. So maybe 2 ounces of spit.
Mm-hmm.
I almost threw up. I don't know if you've ever tried to spit 2 ounces like over and over again. You start like you can't help it.
410.
That's why I call bull shrimp on her.
It took me like
selling all
45
these vials
minutes.
of spit. Yeah, if you want to do one of those 23andMe, it takes you an hour just to get up enough to do. Of course, she's got nothing else to do, I guess. But
yeah,
you want another picture of her, Bill?
Yeah.
Check that out.
Yeah, she's
curvy gal.
I mean, like I let her spit on me, but I'm not gonna pay for it.
I'll let you do it for free.
For just the spit.
She said she's also received requests for everything from used bed sheets to sweaty gym clothes and soiled toothbrushes.
If anybody wants to buy any of my spit, let me know.
I don't think that's maybe. It's a pot for every lid, right? Somebody's into it.
She nets about $6,200 a week.
I'll put my face even in it. You'll watch it. You can watch that spit leave my lips.
Gross. Come to my lube store. Yeah. So anyway, there's your sperm news for today. Sperm news. The sisters are doing it for themselves. You go, you gals. You sell your spit, your dead toe skin, whatever you want to do, because somebody will pay you for it. And isn't that all what late stage capitalism is all about?
It is.
I got a break here. I will have Paramore tickets for you. Want to go see Paramore? They're going to do not too far off either, a couple of weeks. I think June 4th is that show at the Romo Fijo with Block Party. So if you dig those bands, I'll hook you up coming back.
This is the Alan Cox Show.
Everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app or whatever smart device you have. Just tell it to play the Alan Cox Show on iHeartRadio.
From the Experience everything the free iHeartRadio app has to offer with a 1-year subscription to iHeartRadio All Access. Head to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com to register to receive reminders for when all of the deals and experiences go live on June 1st.
This is The Buzzard.
From the Barrio Tacos, Tequila, and Whiskey Studios.
It's time to give stuff away, away. Alan Cox, baby, giving stuff away. Give stuff away.
Hey, I want to go see Paramore from Franklin, Tennessee. Special guest block party. The show is going to happen over at the Romo Fijo just a couple of weeks away, Sunday, June 4th. RocketMortgageFieldhouse.com. We'll have the details for you. But if you want to go and haven't gotten hooked up yet, you can rectify that right now. Car 10, 2 for Paramore and block party. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Some things are too good to be true. This thing is too true to be good.
The Alan Cox Show.
True that.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Guardians baseball tonight. Shut out the White Sox last night, 3-0 around the corner here. They will try to do it again tonight. 6:10 is your first pitch here on MMS. So we'll bail a couple minutes early and get you right into first pitch there. And then they will finish that series tomorrow afternoon. That's a 1:10 start at Progressive Field. Good song, boy.
They're very good.
Paramore?
Yes.
Well, she's a very, very talented singer and artist. But they've had a lot of turmoil in that band. They've broken up. They've gotten back together. She's gone off, and I think she blew up as a solo thing. I don't think they expected that. So I think there was an extended hiatus there with that band. But now they're back for the attack, baby. And ready to do it up. Hey, if you listen to us on iHeartRadio from outside of Ohio, you listen on the app because that's the only way that you can enjoy this pablum. Hey, thanks for doing that. Jerry listens in St. Petersburg, Florida. Brent's in Leavenworth, Kansas. Christina is in Vegas. Be out there in July. Debbie listens in Carlsbad, California. Kenny's in Fremont, Indiana. And Ray is in Vancouver. He's one of our Canadian bureau chiefs. We have him in Toronto. I think he might be the only one in Vancouver. We have him in London, Ontario. I was reading a story about a woman who is in a lot of trouble. This is a woman in Vancouver who keyed 400 cars at 2 dealerships. Just so much random chaos.
Deny my credit.
That people can create. The Mounties are looking for a woman who seems to have a real problem with a couple of car dealerships in the greater Vancouver area. She's the main suspect in mass keying incidents. You know, there's cameras all over a car lot, by the way, but it didn't stop her from scratching about 400 vehicles.
Ooh.
They said she did about $370,000 worth of damage. It's about $500,000 Canadian, so I'm converting it to American for you. But, boy, imagine that. You ever seen someone key a car, or have you ever keyed a car?
No.
I haven't either.
No,
I've
seen people do it. There's one of my ex-wife's friends, like, someone parked too close to her, and I saw her just, like, start, like, keying someone's car. I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, dude, they park like an a-hole. I'm like, yeah, but why are you one-upping and being an even bigger a-hole? That's not how
inflicting physical damage on their property.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's wild. They say that this is a Canadian woman who looks to be between 40 and 50. She's wearing a hat and a mask. Well, I guess they're still looking for her. I was thinking they grabbed her. Well, listen, I guess she was smart about it. How can you tell how old she is if she's wearing a hat and a mask? I mean, maybe she had a Karen haircut or something like that. We're looking for a Karen. She was out here keying cars, eh? She's going to have a hard time once we get our grubby mitts on her. Two Jeep Dodge Ram dealerships that were less than a mile from each other. Just goes out. See, that's why they need to bring back attack dogs. Like you watch a cartoon, there was always an attack dog. Or like a movie where somebody was trying to break into a scrap yard, or, the original Fletch movie where he's trying to get into that realtor's office. And there's those dogs. I feel like attack dogs have become a thing of the past. You male people out there on the route might disagree with that, but there it is. They're looking for that woman. And maybe Ray, our single Vancouver bureau chief, could keep us in the loop on that. You can always leave us messages, by the way, on the iHeartRadio app. If you listen there, you don't have to call. You can leave talkback messages if you like.
My school did a blood drive every once in a while, maybe about 50 chairs or something at a time in the auditorium. And there's this one kid sitting there, a little nervous, looking around. And he notices one of the other students. And in this quiet auditorium goes, "It's leaking." And this little blood bag had sprung a leak. And it burst. Blood everywhere. Of course, the kid passed out when he saw that. But, yeah. Fun story.
Yeah, blood bag burst.
Oh, dude, that makes
Blood
me feel
everywhere.
so queasy, man.
Oh, it's like Carrie on prom night. That's exciting. In Cleveland, Ohio, people are taking notice of the comments made by one, make sure I get this right, LeBron James, that after getting swept by the Denver Nuggets, yikes, that he might retire. This feels like a play for something. I don't know what. But, there are cases to be made for either side. I mean, he's been in there for a long time playing. But I thought he wanted to play with his kid. I figured he was hanging out to play with his kid. And you can't predict what a guy's going to do. But it's definitely got people abuzz. Can I use that word? Abuzz?
Sure.
It has people abuzz.
Well, it's crazy that the Nuggets swept this team, are going to the finals for the first time, and no one is talking about that. Like, Nikola Jokic is setting records for the most triple doubles ever. Like, all these crazy things, and all they're just like, well, what's LeBron gonna do?
Right.
Like, which
It's
I get because LeBron
overshadowed
is a mega star, but I mean, you still got to talk about what the Nuggets are doing because they're doing amazing things. And yeah, we'll see what LeBron does next year. But can we talk about the guys winning the games?
Yeah, right.
Like, let's talk about the winners that are setting records and
the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets used to be in the ABA. They were one of the first teams in the American Basketball
Association. They were never
Association.
in ABBA.
That's ABBA, Bill. The Dancing Queen people? Well, I think one of them just died, so you can check that reunion off your to-do list. But no, the Denver Nuggets are the last ABA team to make the NBA Finals. They were the Denver Rockets back in the late 60s. And I was also reading that between the NBA and the NHL, it's never happened before. There are multiple potential sweeps happening right now because the Heat are getting ready to sweep the Celtics. They're up 3-0. In the NHL Conference Finals, the Panthers are up 3-0 on Carolina. Vegas is up 2-0 on Dallas. So they're like every series is on the brink of a sweep. And it's pretty wild.
Why?
If you're a fan of basketball. Just working out that way.
Oh. I didn't know if it was like particularly uneven matchups.
I don't think
this
so.
round or
No,
something?
I think once you get to the end there, you're all good teams. Yeah. Nobody's stumbling into the playoffs, I don't think. I mean, but boy, the Denver Nuggets, what a terrible week for Carmelo Anthony to retire. He could be playing in the NBA Finals, Bill. This guy didn't see this coming?
Well,
Oh,
he hasn't
man.
played for the Denver Nuggets in 12 years.
I don't know what you're talking about, but this guy, man, this guy, he sees what's coming down the pipe and he goes, no, I'm done. I'm going to retire. Oh, timing's everything, really. So who knows what LeBron will do. But you're right. Give the winning teams their due. Not the guys who get swept.
Right.
LeBron, they didn't win one game I wasn't even paying that close attention to it until I saw Lakers get swept. LeBron may be retiring. I think he retires for a year, and then he goes to the Warriors. And then he comes back here to retire as a Cavalier. That's what I think happens.
No, because he's trying to go wherever his son goes. So he's going to – I think what's going to happen is he's not going to play next year. He's going to take a year off, watch his son in college, see where he ends up, if he makes it to the league, and then sign with that team. Like let his body just recuperate.
Couldn't he
But
just
the
say
he should go play with the Nuggets.
Couldn't he just say, "Hey, like any team, we're a package deal. Sign us both."
Well, he's got to because his son's going into the draft. So his
But
son,
he doesn't have any
his son
say
doesn't
over
get-
that?
No. That's what a draft is.
Well, I know
No,
what a
he
draft
can't.
is, but I didn't know if you could make like back end deals or something.
No, that's very illegal.
I don't know.
Now you
I
do.
feel like illegal
But
things
you
happen in
But
sports.
you know, well, it's called tampering. But if you draft Bronny, you know you're gonna get
LeBron.
Bron. Like that's,
Okay, but then they're both going to go to a horrible team. Like, doesn't the worst team get the first pick?
Well, he's not
we
going to
don't-
be a number one. We don't know if he's
we don't
gonna
know
be
what
number one
pick he's gonna be.
Yeah.
So it's like
Don't know how good he is, right?
Because there's the rule after LeBron where you do have to play 1 year of college, right?
Yeah.
And he was the reason for that.
It was more because there was a lot of guys after LeBron that were coming out straight from high school that were kind of busts, and they're like, we need these guys to develop a little longer. So it wasn't LeBron that caused that rule. It was the people that thought they were going to be LeBron that caused that rule.
Got it.
But, I mean, it'll be, I think, he takes a year off and then sees where Bronny's playing, plays a year with him, and just kind of, isn't as worried about getting that championship as much as he is just like having that year to play with his son.
Yeah. Are they going to be the first father-son duo?
I think in the NBA, because Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr. played together in baseball.
No, the NBA, the first was Larry and Jimmy Bird.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Jimmy Bird.
Hey, Bill, by any chance, do you have any hot celebrity gossip?
Yeah.
You do?
I do.
Oh, thank God.
This is Hot Celebrity Gossip with Perez Bilton. Ooh.
What up, guys? Guzzlers. All right, let's start things off with Prince Harry. Apparently, Prince Harry has a little private apartment. Reports are that Prince Harry has a room at the San Vicente bungalows. The private resort doesn't allow photography and discourages guests from interacting with each other in common areas. And according to inside sources, Prince Harry said, I don't have a fabulous luxury private apartment that would allow me to hide from my dumb wife and stupid kid, and can't understand why anyone would want a place where they can just have peace and quiet. So, no, he doesn't have one. Who else are we talking about? Taylor Swift. She's dating the lead singer of the band The 1975, Maddie Healy. And according to inside sources, many of her fans, known as Swifties, I thought they were called Tailies, but they're called Swifties, don't think Healy is the right man for Taylor, and she should actually take a break from men for a while and hang out with them in their apartment with their roommate and 3 cats. She'd have so much fun and be best friends with them because they relate so strongly to her songs, and they just know that if they would hang out with Taylor Swift for just a few hours, they'd be best friends.
It's a good plan.
And then finally, Kim Kardashian is struggling as a single parent. Kim admitted it's hard keeping up with her 4 children because sometimes she has to do things like brush their hair or put on shoes. I know, it's a lot. According to inside sources, Kim's nanny, chef, housekeeper, driver, stylist, personal assistant, groundskeeper, house manager, security guards, tutors, and financial planners agreed 4 children's a lot to handle by yourself. And that's all.
Oh, man.
This This is hot celebrity gossip with Perez Built-in. Ooh.
You know what they say? Being Kim Kardashian is the hardest job in the world.
It is the hardest job in the world. It's harder
Not
than
easy
being a
for-
mom.
Yeah.
It's harder than being a single mom.
Not easy for her to do.
I have a question.
Lay it on me.
Do you think even if Harry and Meghan are unhappy, they would ever divorce?
I don't care.
I don't. Well, that's not,
I second that, but that's not what he
that
asked.
wasn't the question.
I don't think so. They've
No.
lost too much.
I was going to say, out of spite, they would stay together.
No, they'll get divorced. What is it?
She's an American woman. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like,
But
I'm
then
out of here.
Harry's like out.
Like,
Who
he
cares?
literally lost
Yeah,
his
he lost
family,
everything.
Yeah,
his
but that's when he
title.
becomes he releases his hip hop album and gets to be the guy he always wanted to be.
Hip hop album.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think they're in
or
it for the long
become-
haul. I don't think they'll ever get divorced.
I agree.
And what makes you think that?
Because the public pressure, the scrutiny around, they have suffered so much, and Meghan would take the hit of that. They'd be like,
What-
see?
what's
What have they
suffering?
suffered? You mean suffered like Kim Kardashian having to look over 4 kids suffering? or-
Publicly, like being shamed.
They're so
and
rich, right?
But they're being ridiculed.
But they're still rich?
I thought they weren't rich anymore. I thought they had all their money taken away.
They have
were
money.
cut off.
No,
from
they
the-
had they were cut off from the royal money, but everybody over here had their tongues up their keisters.
Yeah, they made
so they
money
were like,
through
"Oh,
Netflix."
let's give you money for a podcast no one listens to," and you know that was
And-
probably this company, by the way.
Diana left him money as well.
There you go.
So he's got money, and they're being ridiculed, but like the ridicule isn't like real ridicule. It's like the stupid
And they've
gossip.
both been in the
Just-
public eye for a long time. Now they're just together. Now they actually have support from each other.
No one was
What's
talking
the
about
s-
Meghan Markle before she
But she
got
was
with
an
Harry.
actress. She was on a show people watched. I
Right,
mean,
she's on like Suits or whatever.
she was on Suits.
Yeah.
She wasn't Julia Roberts, but people knew who she was. I think people had to Google her, but I
And
mean,
again,
she was a public actress. I mean,
And being in a relationship that makes you unhappy is so worth getting ridiculed by the public. Like if you can get out of it and be happier, you're gonna be like, yeah, it's all right.
I would say Meghan would probably think about leaving, but not Harry. He would just
no,
be like,
look at him and look at her. Why would he ever leave her?
And also,
if he was unhappy.
if he's unhappy, whatever, like he'll be whatever.
Guys can put up with a lot.
And whatever he gave up, if he went, I want back in, they'll be like, okay, it's all pretend anyway.
Right.
So we can just let you back.
Yeah, all is forgiven.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I think
You know, we
they're
got to
for the
do
long haul.
we got to do some sort of weird shadow ceremony, but we'll get you back in.
Right.
There's just certain people you can't see ever getting divorced because it would like shatter.
I can see anyone getting divorced.
Of course,
I couldn't
it's
see-
very popular.
I couldn't see Barack and Michelle getting divorced. Like
Absolutely.
that would shatter people's dreams, like people's fantasies. Even if they were unhappy, even if they didn't want to be together, like I think they would stay together for public appearances, like Bill and Hillary, and just like date other people.
Well, Bill and
then-
Hillary are in love. They're not just putting up.
For
Bill
a
and Hillary
show.
are like that's true love. That's
Theirs
not
is a
like
love
Barack
that-
and
right.
Michelle.
That's
Barack
not
and Michelle.
real.
That's them just doing it for appearances. So like, is it even a divorce if you didn't really love the person?
That's all stagecraft.
yeah.
Bill and Hillary, they've got a bond that
Hillary,
can never
please.
be. Yes, I'm sorry.
That's
They
why
can
they're-
never be broken.
No one would date after Bill Clinton. No one would marry after Bill Clinton.
What do you mean?
What?
No one
Like-
would marry after Bill Clinton?
Like,
What do those
after-
words mean?
I'm saying if Hillary was to divorce, I'm saying years ago after this scandal happened, no one would marry Hillary.
Yes,
after.
they would have.
Oh, okay.
You know somebody married JFK's wife, right?
And also, Putin's wife got remarried. Okay, yeah, I take that back.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, but I just find that weird because it's like, who do you move on from?
I don't know the next person.
There's always a next person.
Jeff Bezos' wife got remarried.
Jeff Bezos
And
got engaged.
re-divorced.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Mackenzie Scott married a high school teacher because she's like, I need the exact opposite of my billionaire husband,
Right.
which is every other person.
$30,000 a year.
Right. She
High
marries
school
this
teacher.
dude because she seems pretty legit. Like she, is a sweet person. And they married, I think, during the pandemic. And they're already divorced.
Yeah. There's
Lord knows what kind of settlement that guy got, if anything. I don't know. But Bezos and this girl, they both look like action figures. But I hope there's a prenup this time because there was no prenup last time.
Barack and Michelle are too much of role models, like to get divorced. I just can't see them getting.
never say never.
I just can't
They
see
could have
it.
anything. Anybody could.
Anybody could.
Anybody could.
but it would be a real bummer if they did.
It would.
I'm with you
I'm
on that.
I'm like, there's no hope for any of us. Rock Michelle.
So other people's relationship give you hope?
Yeah.
He thinks, Poundcake thinks,
There's inspirational
Poundcake
couples.
legitimately thinks, hey, if the former president of the United States and the former first lady can't keep it together, what hope
is
do
there
I
for the rest
have?
of us. Yeah.
Right.
You know, because they have the same issues, same day-to-day problems, same money struggles.
Well, listen.
They're supposed to be the moral compass, Mary.
The
I didn't say anything about moral compasses.
Right.
Why would she be the moral compass and not me?
Why would you be any kind of a compass?
Because at least I know which direction north is.
I do too.
Because he's
from
always
this
pointing
stadium.
north.
From this stadium?
From this seat in this stadium that we're now broadcasting.
You don't even know what we're in.
Don't worry about me.
Well, we weren't before that.
Do you want to go get pizza?
I don't need pizza, Bill. If you want pizza, go eat pizza.
I'm going to after the show.
Then
but
go.
I was going to see if you wanted to go before the
I
end
just
of
had
the
it
show.
yesterday.
I thought you might want it again.
Stop. I'm not trying to be 900 pounds.
He's trying to be a
We're
bad
walking
influence
there.
on you.
It doesn't. It's 8 steps away.
We're walking through the building and then all the way
Yeah.
back. You'll get a good 100 steps.
I brought my turkey sandwich and my nasty yogurt. All right, just let me try to be healthy.
Your coconut yogurt and
Yeah.
your turkey sandwich. I'm going to take a break here. Guardians baseball tonight, 6:10. So we'll get you right into that a little bit later on. If you want to send a text for anything, 35192. You can listen anywhere you are on the iHeartRadio app.
Rover's Morning Glory.
I read somewhere that when you do see
Buzzard.
The home of the Buzzard.
Buzzard. This is 100.7 WMMS.
Cleveland. Call the Alan Cox Show.
Thanks for turning me on and allowing me to spend this time with you. I hope I can turn you on.
216-578-1007 or 1-800-348-1007.
Text 35192 want to get me there. AlanCoxShow.com to watch live. Thank you one more time to Plomp Divinovitz for his or her assistance back there. Guardians baseball tonight. They shut out the White Sox of Chicago last night 3-0. They get another crack at them tonight. 6:10 is the first pitch. They'll finish the series tomorrow afternoon at 1:10. And then the Guardians will hang around the weekend to play the Cardinals of St. Louis. And then they're off to Baltimore to play the Orioles. They'll go play the Twins. A lot of baseball still to be played. As the summer continues, we're not even near the very end of the baseball season with your Cleveland Guardians. So 6:10 tonight. And about a week and some change remaining for you to use Poof as your promo code at CLE Clothing Company. Poof, P-O-O-F. And you get 20% off whatever you buy. Want to do it online? You can do it. Want to walk right into one of their stores? Are you a more tactile shopper? Well, you can do that too. And we're always dropping new Buzzard merch and the whole bit. One of our Florida bureau chiefs sent me this. If you listen to us from out of state on iHeartRadio, tell me where. A guy who contends that he found a splashing, hissing iguana in his toilet. You ever lived in a place where things came up through the toilet?
No.
Yeah.
It's no fun. If you were constipated beforehand, you weren't shortly after that. But he said he was surprised, a guy named John Riddle. I mean, sure, there's no other way to deal with it than surprise. You don't ever expect to find an iguana hissing at him from inside his toilet.
He was splashing and hissing at me. I was scared. I'm not a reptile fan. That's when it turned around and opened its mouth. And that's all I needed to see to back off for a minute and figure out what was going on. I was trying to work up the nerve to grab him and throw him out. Before I did that, he crawled out and crawled behind the toilet. And that's when I grabbed the strainer and shoot him out.
You want to see the picture of this thing? He took a picture of it. Look at this. He goes, it stood there with its mouth open.
Yeah, ready to dine.
That is one kinky lizard, boy. Mm-hmm. He's in the toilet with his mouth wide open. It's like, yeah, give me whatever you got.
Them German lizards.
Play.
Number 1, number 2. I don't care. I can't count. I'm a lizard.
Du hast.
Do. 58-year-old John Riddle.
Ew.
Freaked out by
I'm
this.
watching the live stream, so it just came up on the live stream. Dude.
Iguana in the toilet hissing. Now, I thought he was saying that it came up through the pipes. Maybe he still is saying that. I don't know. I think that it ran in. It was a door open or something. But if you've ever lived in a place, I remember towards when I was a young man and just living in terrible, awful apartments. I lived in a place where I was in, because again, my first apartment was just one big room. And so the bathroom was in the corner of the closet. And so I heard a noise, and it was like, the middle of a Saturday or something. I don't know what I was doing. And I heard a noise. I heard the rattle of the toilet seat. And I thought maybe, again, it was an old, terrible building, and I thought maybe just the pipes were rattling. And I went in there, and there was a sewer rat that had come up through the pipes. And those are not small. And so you flush it, right? You flush it to try to get it down. And I had a plunger, and I'm, with the handle, pushing the sewer rat back down like I'm trying to get a giant poop back down the toilet. And for, the city water department, if you contact them, will say, Yeah, sometimes things go the way they're not supposed to go, and they come through pipes. And their only recommendation is usually like, I'm sure the people over at the Northeast Ohio
Regional sewer district.
Regional Sewer District, thank you, would tell you the same thing. They're like, well, the main recommendation is if you're using the toilet for a long period of time, just remember to flush repeatedly so it doesn't happen again. So like during prolonged use, and I'm talking to you, Poundcake. This is Mr. Half an hour scrolling on his phone on the toilet. This is Mr. Legs falling asleep over here.
Yeah. Sometimes I
Flush to discourage unwanted visitors.
Are they unwanted?
Because you looked down there to see what's splashing. Yeah, you don't want that. Hey, Randy.
Hey, Alan. Since you just brought up the stuff coming out of the toilet, my dad told me about years ago when he was a kid in Akron. That happened once with a rat. He had to pull it out with pliers and take it out in the driveway and beat it with a baseball bat. He knocked the, I don't know what word I can use or not, but he knocked the pee out of it.
Yeah, sure. He
Literally.
knocked everything. I thought you were going to say he like taped it down and then ran it over with his cars. I really get back at it.
Yeah, why are you? But the reason I called in was I came in the middle of the conversation right before the last break. You were talking about divorce. Did someone prominent get divorced? I haven't heard the news today.
No, not that. It was just a hypothetical. Poundcake threw out a hypothetical about whether or not Prince Harry and Meghan Markle would ever find themselves in a situation so foul that they would part company.
Well, and Bill speaks words of truth. It's unfortunate. He said you never know what will happen or what can happen. And to that, I have this joke. I hadn't thought about this in a long time where I heard it first, but there's a joke about this elderly couple goes into the courthouse and said, "We would like a divorce, please." And the courthouse official says, "Excuse me, folks, how old are you?" And the man says, "I'm 97 and my wife is 94. And you want a divorce?" "That's correct." "How long have you been married?" They said, "Over 70 years. So forgive me, but let me get this straight. You've been married over 70 years and you just now want a divorce. Why did you wait till now?" "Well, we wanted to wait for all of our children to die first."
Yep. I mean, I assume that was the punchline.
Pretty dark, huh?
Yeah, pretty dark, but that's okay. Thank you,
Good.
Randy. I appreciate
Randy.
It's Randy and Kent. Yeah.
What?
Do you know who Tim Scott is?
Nope.
Okay.
Am I supposed to?
I don't know about that. Tim Scott is a black Republican senator from the great state of Carolina.
Okay.
And
Which Carolina?
South Carolina. Did I just say Carolina?
Yes.
I'm sorry. From the great state of South Carolina is where he's from. And Tim Scott has been hemming and hawing and about, I'm going to run for president on the Republican ticket, blah, blah, blah. Well, he is the first guy, I think, to announce. DeSantis hasn't even announced yet. And so, these guys, they send out their exploratory committees to see, hey, what would the response be if I ran for president? He's a native of Charleston, South Carolina. He's the first black senator from South Carolina ever, and he's only been in there for 10 years. He's the first black senator to be elected from the southern United States since 1881, and he's the first black Republican to serve since 1979. And again, but no, totally, GOP's a Big Tent. But he's only been in there for 10 years. Now, he is also a 57-year-old bachelor, which isn't a big deal, except he's also one of these guys who was very vocal proponent of abstinence before marriage, which led a reporter to literally ask him if he's a virgin. Because he goes, look, you're not married. You're
Never been
57.
married. Yeah.
Are you a virgin? And he had to kind of sheepishly admit that he was, and he took the L on the abstinence thing. But is he? Could this guy be a 57-year-old virgin? No, I don't think that matters. The way politics works now is it just matters if you have an R or a D next to your name.
Oh, he's got an R.
And he is not off to a good start. because he had a big campaign rally. And I love these because they have to pack the crowd, right? You're never going to find an arena full of people excited about Tim Scott. So they have to have people clapping and with signs and make it look awesome. But he's not off to a great start because he pulled a Howard Dean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
He gets up on stage and welcomes, he was excited to see the people of his hometown, North Charleston.
Hello, North Charleston!
Oh, God. I've watched it a billion times. I'll show it to you. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it
Oh,
yesterday.
God, it's so good. Oh.
Hello, North Charleston!
I mean, he's excited to be there. And then they do this handshake. Like,
Hello, North Charleston!
Oh, come on, this
He
guy,
sounds like
Tim
he found
Scott.
something in his toilet.
Yeah, he found a sewer rat down there.
And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
Yeah. That was the scream that effectively ended Howard Dean's campaign for president.
Which is crazy.
Isn't it? That
It's
was what.
crazy.
Now, Trump's right, man. These guys could stand in the middle of the street and murder someone, and they're like, I take them literally, not seriously. Yeah, 2004, Howard Dean dropped out because of that scream, murdered his career. Or Dukakis in the dumb tank helmet.
Funny.
It's quaint by today's standards.
Can you imitate that scream? Like, how would you?
I wouldn't even know how to do it.
Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
But again, these guys, they get in the moment. They get so excited. And, I mean, listen, Tim Scott is going to get stomped. But he thinks he's got something to bring to the table. A proud son of North Charleston.
Hello, North Charleston!
I mean, by the way, Charleston is so thirsty these days. You've been there, right, Cody?
Yes. It's
And my
a beautiful
mother-in-law's been there, and everybody who goes, Charleston is so thirsty. Are you guys getting all the Charleston tourism ads?
No.
They're all over Hulu and YouTube, and they really, boy, they want you to know. We've got food, we've got drinks, we've got gays, we've got history. You know, they got the whole thing. Rainbow flags and dudes walking arm in arm, and it's like, yeah, it looks like a beautiful city. I've never been.
Can't
but
say we
You
have
have
gays
Hulu
when we
with
have
ads?
One gay
Huh?
club.
You have Hulu with ads?
No, I pay for Hulu with no ads. But guess who still gets ads? Because of the fine print. No ads just means, oh, you don't get ads in some things. That's why Hulu is getting to be a big scam. Pay friggin' $80 a month for Hulu with no ads, and you get ads. They go, well, it means not native ads. You don't get ads in a show, but we'll show them to you in before. What? No wonder these streamers are having people are going to go full. You give it a few years, people are going to start signing up for cable again.
Yeah, dude. We have that.
They're like, I have every streamer and I'm paying $130. Why do I not have cable? They're just going to go back to cable. It's going to come full circle.
I just don't even know where anything is or how to, like, I cut the cord so long ago. I haven't had cable in so long. I don't know where to go to watch stuff on cable.
It's so fun going back to my mom's house, like when I visit, because
But these days you don't, sorry, Cody. These days you don't need to because cable has advanced to the point where it's basically just one big DVR.
Yeah,
So you
alright.
set what you want to watch
Yeah.
and it shows up. Go ahead.
Well, it's just funny because I go back to my mom's house and I visit. I pick up her remote and she has cable. So I was like, oh my gosh, you can just like hit the next button and it goes to the next channel. This is so cool. It's like such, like I've never done.
Nostalgic.
I haven't done that in so long. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, this is ABC. I was like, channel 27. I was like, what's a channel 27? It's so funny.
Brian's parents have DirecTV Stream, which is essentially cable. It's got all your regular cable channels and then some like movies and stuff like that. But when we first signed up for it, I'm like, dude, this is like last night. We just had Antiques Roadshow on in the background for like 2 hours. And like it switched over to some weird music thing on not NPR, but PBS.
Yeah.
I prefer regular TV to just have something on in the background.
I mean, I have technically what I pay for is Hulu Live with no ads, which means it's kind of like cable. You can click live and it shows you all the channels, and I can click around. Obviously, those have ads because you're watching channels. But And I don't mind that. I like kind of clicking around.
I love a TV Guide channel. I was like, oh my gosh, bring back.
Guide
I was like, bring back the TV Guide channel. That was my thing. Me and my mom used to bond over it for whatever reason because she was like, turn on the scroll, and I was like, oh yeah,
the scroll.
Music choice.
No. It was a scroll. It was a TV Guide channel because they would have actual TV shows. And also play at the bottom there was a scroll and it had all the TV channels and what was going to come on for like the next hour and a half. So they had like the guy Justin Guarini, whatever from American Idol. He would like host, and then like whatever she would watch, what was coming on Court TV or on Oxygen because she would always watch Snap.
Oh yeah, they just host like the little interstitials about what's coming up.
And so I got used to watching that. So for a while I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Let me turn to the scroll, and I'm like, wait a minute, there is no scroll. Like you're watching Netflix or.
It was very meta for a while. He was like, "What channel tells me what's on the TV Guide channel?"
I forgot. I was like, oh,
'cause I want to tune into that tonight.
That's why they call it Channel 19 News. It's on Channel 19.
You didn't figure that out before that?
I forgot because I hadn't watched it because usually I get all my news from like Twitter, and it's like, oh, Channel 19 News.
I get all my news from Twitter. Oh boy.
Because they have bits or like YouTube or whatever, and it pops up.
Well, today is the day that HBO turned into Max, so they flipped everything over. I know it is, but they were making a big show about nothing's going to change. Everything's the same. You won't even need to change the app or anything. Nope, had to get a new app. Nothing would come up on the old HBO Max app. You had to get the Max app, the whole thing. It's like these companies have one job, by the way. If you're running a cable company, there's a billion things going on. If you're running a streaming app, all of your programming funnels through one thing. I don't know why it's so hard to figure that out. Everything should be optimized for mobile now. We didn't just discover smartphones. Like, things have been on smartphones for a long time now. And that's where most people consume most of their media. So when things aren't, like, optimized for mobile, you're like, what the hell is going on? What are you doing over there?
I feel like you can't ever really quit anything because I quit Facebook dating and I still get, hey, you haven't been on in a while. I was like, because I quit. Like, stop sending me suggestions for like men. I'm like, what?
Well, where do you get the notifications?
It pops up in my notifications for Facebook. So
well, turn off your notifications.
But no, because there's other notifications in there that I might want to see. But I did, as far as the Facebook dating, you can unsubscribe to that. I got.
You don't want the temptation.
It's not even the temptation. I don't want to be on it. And it's like, hey, you haven't been on in a while. I'm like, I know. Stop reminding me.
Well, that's why they make it so unbelievably hard to delete your Facebook profile. By design. They're like, oh, you can close your profile, but that doesn't.
But you're not gone.
No,
Yeah.
you're not gone.
Let you know in 6 months if we want you to leave. You'll still be there.
Yeah. Let me take a break here. If you want to go see Ice 9 Kills, you into them? They're doing August Burns Red and Veil of Maya as the support. It's going to be a good show at the Agora in August. So if you like it loud, I'll get you a couple of tickets coming back. 35192 to text, and we'll be back.
The Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeart
else. But on June 1st, we're giving you access like never before. It's iHeartRadio Access Day, our 24-hour way of saying thank you for listening. Go to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com today.
In addition to all the once-in-a-lifetime experiences and amazing deals that will be available on iHeartRadio Access Day, you'll also have access to extra songs on our playlist every hour. Head to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com to receive reminders for when deals and experiences go live on June 1st.
This is The Buzzard.
From the Barrio Tacos, Tequila, and Whiskey Studios.
Time to get stuff away. Time to get stuff away. Time to get stuff away.
I'm going to go see Ice 9 Kills with special guest August Burns Red and Veil of Maya. You like it loud, you like it heavy. It's like a 2 hours to midnight show. So a couple of tickets here for you. They're going to play Wednesday, August the 9th at the Agora. AXS.com has got the tickets and info for you. Okay? Ice 9 Kills, your headliner there. A good luck. Caller 10. These are yours. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
It's not every day you hear him complain about something. Wait, yes it is.
Alan Cox.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Guardians baseball tonight, not far off. 6:10, under an hour, is when first pitch against the White Sox. They got one dead bird under their belts. See what's going to happen tonight. And then that series, 3 of 3, tomorrow afternoon around 1:10. You'll hear tomorrow's game, I believe, on WTAM. But tonight, here on MMS, Guardians, White Sox for you. Speaking of 2 hours to midnight, it's still a few days off, but just keep it on your radar if you are a metal fan. It's a show that we do on Saturday nights because the Guardians game is at 7:15 on Saturday. We'll either be on our normal time at 10 o'clock or right after the Guardians game, Saturday night. It's me, Corey Roddick, Pat Butler, the three of us, playing brand new metal, playing classic metal, playing your requests, playing local music. We'll have local music from Axioma and Dethrone the King this weekend. I'll have brand new music from Three Teeth. Those guys haven't done anything in a while. Brand new music from Scar Symmetry. We'll get some classic Motorhead, whatever else we throw in there. So Saturday night, normally at 10, right after the Guardians game this Saturday night. And anything you want to submit to us, request, if you're in a band, whatever, it's 2htm@WMMS.com. You can leave us messages on the after hours line. People who want to do that. 216-986-8903.
Hey, it's John in Akron. Just calling, wondering if Mary has seen the movie Fresh. It's a horror movie with a beginning, middle, and an ending. And also, hey, it's John in Akron. Just calling, wondering if Mary has seen the movie Fresh. It's a horror movie with a beginning, middle, and an ending. And also, particularly relevant to Mary Santora because it shows the dangers of talking with strangers in the grocery store. So, just curious.
All right. You seen Fresh?
No, I've never even heard of it.
This came out last year on Hulu. It's Sebastian Stan. You know who he is?
No, but I'm
Bill
looking
knows
it up
who he
right
is.
now.
He's good looking.
The Winter Soldier.
He's the Winter Soldier.
He played Tommy in the Tommy and Lee, Pamela Lee thing.
Right.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
He's hot.
Yeah, he's a good looking dude. Yeah, he and a girl meet at a grocery store, and things go okay until she finds out some weird stuff. And it was a Hulu original. But he's right. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end.
There you go.
And it's a fun movie. It's gross enough, but not so much that I really can't tell you more because it'll kind of give away the whole crux of the thing.
Yeah, don't. Okay, yeah.
But watch it. Do you have Hulu?
Right.
It's on Hulu.
She's got my Hulu.
I do have Bill's Hulu.
God.
I also have Bill's HBO Max.
It's just Max now.
I have Bill's Max.
now. Yeah.
There's a show on Hulu that my girlfriend and I are watching from the year, I think it was like 2000. and they only did one season, but it takes place in Shaker Heights, and it's called Little Fires Everywhere.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
That's a great show. We're about halfway
Isn't that like
through.
a chick show? Like Catherine Hahn's in that?
It's Reese Witherspoon and
yeah, I think Gwen watched it. Kerry Washington.
But it's really interesting, and I mean it's very tense, very very tense.
I think it was a book.
It was a
It
book.
was a book series.
Yeah, it was a series. Yeah, or a book. But it's really good, and like it's pulling me in. And there was like one scene yesterday that just like had me bawling.
Ooh,
'cause it
you're
was-
getting weak in your old age, Bill.
I'm just
been
more
crying a lot.
I'm just more in touch with
He's in
my
touch with his
emotions, and I'm not
feelings,
afraid of them like I used to be. Where in the past I'd be like, oh, okay, but it was a very intense scene. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna let it go. It was nuts.
Between Big Little Lies and Little Big Liars and Little Fires Everywhere, it's too much little.
Big Little Fires Everywhere. And they're lying about
that's
it.
the super group
Yeah.
that Kerry Washington is so foxy.
She's such a good actress.
She's
too.
a great actress, but she's like married to a retired football player, I think. But man, is she cute. She's almost 50.
She kills it on that show. She makes you like it's very layered, and I like a show like that where you're like, okay, I like this person, but I don't like this person. I'm like, oh, it's
Okay.
like real life.
I think that's one of the shows. Gwen has a handful of shows she watches without me, and I think that's one of them.
Well, they only had one season, so she probably finished it,
All
but
right.
it's very good. And
So it's a standalone miniseries.
but I would say, like if you want something that's kind of thriller and like
Drama.
and deep, like
Yeah.
it's very deep. There's a lot of
You mean like Michael Jackson's really?
different
zombies?
themes with racism and sexism and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which, you know, not always fun to watch, but
No.
it is interesting.
Speaking of racism and sexism, MAGA.
Yeah.
The latest thing that's making the right-wing snowflakes' heads explode is Target. And Target has announced their tuck-friendly adult swimsuits.
Okay.
Like if you had to figure out like a corporate Mad Libs to make right-wingers freak out, it would be tuck-friendly swimsuits for adults, not kids. They're very clear on that. The Target Pride collection is for adults, not kids. It's for adults. Because you know how much people care about kids. They've made it very, very clear. They're always, what if kids?
What if kids could
Say,
have free
what?
lunches? And they're like, no!
No! No. They don't care about kids. They care about using them for things when they're, But clothes are not going to make a kid gay, by the way. I hate to break it to you. Nothing external is going to make a kid gay. I'll bring them in. I'll show you what my parents put me in when I was 5 and 6, and I'm as straight as they come. But I was in,
You look gay?
Come on, I was a kid in the 70s. Hells yes.
Everybody was gay in the 70s.
The weirdo pattern shirts and maroon pants.
Okay, but how am I supposed to explain bathing suits to my kids, Alan?
The tuck-friendly swimsuits are only offered in adult sizes.
But how am I supposed to explain it to my kids?
With
I
your
still
words.
have never had anyone explain to me why that netting is in the swimsuits.
I thought you guys just cut them out.
Keeps you twigging
I
berries
do.
right there, so
Yeah,
you're not
but you
flopping
I have
all
a
over.
question. Okay, so for you guys,
It's the
this is
worst.
something I've thought about. When you get the bathing suit that doesn't have the netting,
Mm-hmm.
if you're standing in the ocean in like swim trunks, is it moving around?
Yes.
Yes.
Does that feel so cool? I feel like that would feel so cool.
Well, it depends on how deep the water
Yeah.
is.
Like
and
you're
it's-
chest deep, like you're in an
Mm-hmm.
ocean or a deep lake. But you're standing.
Yeah.
Is it just
I mean,
kinda
it
like
depends.
swaying
Yeah,
with
it's
the waves?
well, I mean, mine's more like an anchor, so it doesn't sway too much.
Oh, you're in the sand. Got it.
Hello. Boy, this water's cold and deep. Yeah, you're swaying.
Does that feel cool?
Well, like when we're overseas, I'm wearing my cabana shorts though, and those are pretty tight, so I'm not doing any swaying.
That's not what I'm asking about.
Right, you're talking about like board shorts.
Board shorts
Yeah,
with no
right.
netting.
Yeah.
Swaying.
Yeah. I mean, it
Is it
depends on how
fun?
much
I feel
the
like that would be
ocean
fun.
is moving, but yeah, it's fine.
But I like the
It's
netting.
nice.
I like it to be.
No.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever worn shorts without netting.
I like keeping things central. You know,
Yeah.
because my limbs are already moving in the water. I'm not a big swimmer, but I mean, I'll be in the ocean. And but anyway, the target, and of course, obviously, it's going around right-wing media that it's in children's sizes, and of course, that's all made up, just to get the red meat into the rubes. But at a time where people are freaking out over their beer and Nike and everything else, Target is quick to point out these are only in adult sizes. There are no kid swimsuits in their Pride collection. There are some circular tags that read tuck-friendly construction and extra crotch coverage. You can get a one-piece with a multicolor pattern, or you can get black swim bottoms.
And
so
there's
there you go.
probably some people that just have a lot going on down there that they're not even trying to tuck anything, but maybe
Got a lot of meat.
They got a lot of meat. They got they got an Arby's down there.
Oh, come
so
on.
they're like, this actually works out great for me because I was self-conscious about all the
You have 5 kids
toe
in 6
showing.
years.
Yeah.
and you gotta tuck it all up.
That's right.
Nice and tight. Double lined. Nothing
Yeah.
slipping out.
That's why the netting is good. The netting
For women too.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen.
Net up your junk,
Come
bro.
on, man. You don't want those be getting caught up in anything.
You don't want them out swaying.
You take it. Guy takes his trunks off. Looks like a dolphin got caught in the net. This is supposed to
What
be
did Kyle Kinane call it in his new special?
greatest
catch of the day or
Catch of the
something
day,
like
yeah.
that.
Or he pulls it.
He says he pulls it out the side and tells people it's the catch of the day or whatever.
catch of the day. Yeah. So no, the Target line has nothing to do with children. Don't let facts get in the way. Speaking of movies, by the way, John mentioned that movie Fresh, a horror movie for Mary. And what's funny is there are all of these intellectual properties where the copyrights are lapsing. And so they made like a horror version of Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, that made me laugh.
It's
when I
called
saw that.
Blood and Honey. And they made it just to make it. There's all these lapsing copyrights. And so I thought that, by all accounts, I didn't see that movie, but by all accounts, it was just terrible, terrible, terrible. But it made money. Only cost about $100,000. I think they made about $5 million. It didn't get a wide release. But Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey was one thing. I guess there's a Peter Pan thing on something that's supposed to be like a super dark Peter Pan. But again, anytime they take these, it's really hard to get around people's notions or how emotionally tied they are to these. So it's real hard to go in with kind of a clean slate. Well, now they're doing it to Cinderella. They're going to have a horror movie version of Cinderella.
Cinderella's already kind of a horror movie.
Is that where she goes to the ball in the pumpkin?
Yes, but she is a slave in her own home because her dad dies, so her
Wicked
evil
stepsisters.
stepmom. Yeah.
Well, they're
her
going to drill
stepmom,
down on that, I bet.
They lock her in a tower, and her only friends are mice, and she's got to clean
And
up
birds.
after everybody. She's got
Yeah.
to clean up after everybody, and I mean, that's kind of a horror movie. She's a prisoner in her own home.
That's a psychological horror movie. This is
Yeah.
going to be like a splatter movie.
Oh.
Cinderella's Curse is starting to film.
Well, at least they didn't do the porno version of it because, the wicked stepmother. Is there anything I can do to get out of this tower?
Uh-huh.
Help me, stepmom. I'm stuck in the window.
Stuck in this pumpkin.
I've been stuck in a pumpkin.
You've not.
I mean, what? So the director says, the Gorehounds are in for a treat in my dark retelling of Cinderella. We're singing my wife was singing that old classic Winnie the Pooh song to my daughter just as a goof, like getting ready or whatever. And my question was, what? Because isn't Winnie the Pooh a boy?
Mm-hmm.
What boy is named Winnie? I mean, 100 years ago.
Winston.
Yeah.
Well, no, Winnie traditionally is a female name that's short for Winifred. It's very old-timey, but Winnie was usually short for Winifred. Now, I think Winifred Pooh is a hilarious name. So I don't know why Winnie became, first of all, I don't know what the hell Pooh is, but Winnie became the boy Pooh's name.
He was also named by a child.
Yeah.
So
But why?
None of it makes any sense.
Because Christopher Robin's is sus.
No, but that but that's a really old-timey.
You ever see those shorts he's wearing?
There's no netting in those, boy. That's a really old-timey story, and there would have been girls named Winifred back there. The boy's name is Christopher Robin. I'm just curious about that. There may be no answer to it. I mean,
Bambi the deer's a boy, and that's always been weird.
See, I thought Bambi was a girl.
No, Bambi's a boy.
Bambi's a boy.
So in a year that brings you Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and Cocaine Bear, which I still haven't seen. Anybody seen Cocaine Bear?
Not yet, but I think it's on
streaming
Peacock.
now. Yeah, it is.
Are we going to get a Winnie the Cocaine Bear? Winnie the Pooh Cocaine
A crossover?
Winnie the wait a minute.
Come on, you got it.
Because he's not Winnie the Pooh Bear. He's just Winnie the Pooh.
But he goes, Pooh Bear.
So Winnie the Pooh Bear,
I mean,
I can't put those two together. It doesn't matter.
Winnie the Cocaine Pooh Bear.
There it is.
I would actually like to watch that Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, but suppose, like from people I've heard that have seen it, it's not like so bad it's good. It's just awful and terrible and no reason for it. But I like the premise. Christopher Robin leaves to become a doctor, goes to college, and leaves the 100-acre wood, in which case, because he's been bringing them food the whole time, they don't know how to feed. They don't know how to get food. So then he's off at college. Winter comes, and they have to eat Eeyore because they were starving. And so
I'm just glad to be part of the dinner.
And so they develop a hatred for humanity, especially towards Christopher Robin. So then when he comes back as an adult with his fiancée, the animals are all there. And they're all rabid and feral. They're all, Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, and they're all murderous animals. So I don't know. If somebody has watched that, I'm sure some of you have seen it. You got to tell me if it's any good. Cocaine Bear sucked, somebody says. The original Cinderella had foot mutilation and eye gouging. Well, women have the netting so that when they're in the ocean, it's not like a horse trying to grab a sugar cube with his mouth. I get it, kind of. Mm. Alan, my wife, has size H boobies. They sway with the current as well. Yeah, those don't really sway. They're probably just like...
Well, they're bobbing.
Well, they are.
They're bobbing. Yeah, okay.
Also, we don't believe you.
To and fro. Bill's going to need a photo holding up today's paper.
With her chest.
So we can verify.
With that rack.
Yeah. Hey, Rat.
Hey, guys, little radio buddies.
What's going on, Rat? How are you?
I was thinking maybe that little bear, after he got some of that 100-acre wood, had very windy poos. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. Yes, I do know what you're saying, yes.
Yeah, on the subject of things falling off the shorts, man. Poof, we grew up by Lake Erie, Harborside, condominiums. We weren't rich. I had a pool.
Uh-huh.
And, man, my stepsister, she'd always bring her hot friends from Youngstown, and, they were about 4 years older than me, man. But we'd always have to check with the parents before we walked down into Port Clinton. And so we, walk in there in the pool. My dad's sitting there, and I see the girls kind of giggling, and my sister's turning red. And I'm looking there at my dad. He's on the lounge chair, and it's just one nut, just one long
just out
nut hanging there in the sunshine, veins pulsating, and I was so embarrassed.
Pulsating.
Always embarrassed. I always told my dad.
That's why you need the netting. That's what the netting is for.
Absolutely. I mean, you got kids there. We were, 12, 10?
Well, if you got long enough shorts, you're going to be okay. But, I mean, some people have...
Well, my dad was in Vietnam. He's got some long hangers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mary, it's so great. Every time I call, you're never there, Mary.
I'm right here.
God, you've missed me calling. Is it red? You missed the zombie sheep story, man. I'm gonna have to get your guys' emails, start emailing you guys. All right,
I have
okay.
missed it.
Boy, just imagine Rat committing to memory all the things Mary hasn't heard that he's done. And yet,
truly missing out.
as the fates saw fit, here you are to hear about his dad's one big, long, hanging nut.
There was a guy one time, my girlfriends and I, we were probably in high school, 8th, 9th grade, something like that. We all went to the beach, Huntington Beach, and there was a dude sitting almost in I think it's maybe called a baby doll position, a rag doll position, where you're sitting up with your legs sprayed out to either side. And he had all of it hanging out to one side. All of it.
Yeah, his garbage was out there like
on
it
top
washed
of
up.
each other,
Yep.
like tiny little, and I remember tiny little red shorts. He was a very, very tan, like leathery man, like he's on the beach constantly. But he would just had it out, reading a book.
Yeah.
Like it was nothing, didn't touch it, didn't bother him. And we were like, dude, I think that might have been the first one I saw. Now
How'd you
that
get
I'm
the
thinking
beans?
about it.
How'd you get the beans above the frack? Oh, come on. We got a bleeder. All right, I got to take a break here. We'll be back. 6:10 is your Guardians game. So minutes away here. We'll send you over to Progressive Field.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app. Rover's Morning Glory.
becoming abnormal.
216-578-1007 or 1-800-348-1007.
Well, she broke my heart in Walgreens and I cried all the way to Sears. I tell you, I hadn't hurt this much in darn near 20 years. It felt just like a mule that kicked me right between my ears. When she broke my heart in Walgreens and I cried all the way to Sears. There was a time when I believed that she belonged to me. She told me that I was the only one she'd ever need. That was before this trucker came and took her for a ride. Now there's nothing I can do to keep her satisfied. I didn't know what was going
Singing this to my daughter the other night, and I couldn't stop singing it. Love singing. Broke my heart in Walgreens, and I cried all the way to Sears. Of course, I had to explain to her what Sears is, or was, because Sears hasn't been around for a long, long time. But why not? You know, maybe you've got a small child in your house, and you're needing a song to lull them into, I don't know, some kind of state. You could try Broke My Heart in Walgreens and cried all the way to Sears. Although you don't know how far apart those were either. You know, I mean, the way the guy sings it, you don't know. If it's like right next door.
He might be in a mall.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm assuming I see him in a mall, right? Because Walgreens used to be a big store in malls. You know, I remember being at a mall and there's an old bookstore called Crocs and Brentanos. Did you guys have those? Crocs and Brentanos.
Oh.
And there was a Walgreens right next door.
I wasn't alive in the 40s.
There weren't malls in the 40s either.
You don't know.
I mean, I figure. Didn't they still have, they just had like dime stores and stuff in the 40s, right?
First shopping mall. Oh, was in Cleveland Heights in 1963.
There you go.
Wait, that's the
Cleveland
Severance
Heights.
Center.
All right. Another
1956 in Minneapolis. Uh-oh, I'm getting mixed reviews here.
Okay. I was going to say
1922.
Another gold star on the Cleveland. No, a modern day mall in 1922?
Says the first noted shopping mall called the Country Club Plaza was founded in 1922 by the J.C. Nicholas Company in Missouri.
What were their anchor stores? Did they have a Crocs and Brentanos? Did they have a Walgreens? Did they have a Sears and or Roebuck?
I don't know. 1877 was the first mall.
That mall, though, that first mall was probably like, here's a cobbler right next door to the blacksmith.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's something to consider, I guess. Dwayne Reed. You don't have those here. You don't have Eckerd here either.
I thought it was Reedy.
Dwayne Reedy?
Every time I saw, because they're all over the
that's,
place.
That's one of the old Skinner guitarists, I believe. No, Dwayne Reed would be the...
They're all over the place in New York.
Yeah.
And every time I walked past one, I would read it Dwayne Reedy. I don't know why.
Dwayne Reedy. R-E-A-D-E?
Yeah.
Why not Dwayne Reedy? I don't know. Under those circumstances, why not Dwayne Reedy?
Just in my head, it was Dwayne Reedy. I don't know why.
Dwayne Reed was a guy, though, right? I mean, imagine if you started a store and it bore your name long after.
Yeah, he's that guy from Perfect World, right? Or what's that show?
What?
That show.
A Different World with
World.
Jasmine
Yeah,
Guy?
that guy.
That's Dwayne Wade or Dwayne.
No, he plays basketball.
Graduated from high school.
Dwayne.
College.
What was his name? Dwayne? Wasn't his name was Dwayne or something?
Dwayne Wayne.
Dwayne Wayne. Well, because Dwayne Reed is owned by Walgreens now, so I wonder if that's. I don't know what I wonder. I don't know. But I like this song, and so I'll find myself singing that song. Woolworth. Now that's long
That's
gone.
here.
Huh?
The House of Blues is in the old Woolworths.
Oh, it is
building.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That whole building, that House
That
of
was
Blues
the old
is in,
Woolworth
was
building?
the old Woolworths.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Where
All right.
all of it is.
Okay.
What's the store? Whatever. I don't know.
Where Sealy Clothing is, the whole thing
All
there?
of that.
All right.
Well, I know for sure the part that House of Blues is in. I thought it was the entire block, but
Well, you might be right. I don't know. So when you worked at the House of Blues, did you have to know the history of the building?
yes, they
Really?
gave. So we used
They
to
give you
have
a
to
test?
give. Yes, there were tests, and we used to have to give tours. if people requested a tour, we would have to give them. So we
Who
had
was
to know
requesting a tour of the house of the venue?
of the venue, and some people were doing it. Like tourists would be like, "Show me around," because each House of Blues location is technically an art museum for folk art. So you had to know like 2 or 3 facts about a certain piece or a certain artist. You didn't have to know everything, but you had to pick like, hey, here's your certain things. Like every House of Blues has a blues god ceiling. So like at the one in Cleveland, it's right above where you're seated and dining, and you point out a couple. Oh, that's so and so. That's so and so. And then you had to pick 2 or 3 pieces that you knew everything about. So when you would walk them through the music hall, you're like, oh, this piece, the one that I picked was 2 mirror image snakes that were hand sewn from like thousands of sequins.
Right.
You know, but yeah, you had to know the history of the building,
But like the whole, but like art, like the Creole vibe is the same in all of them, though.
Yeah, well, there's something like the Blues God ceiling isn't every single one. Each stage has Mississippi mud underneath it in order to like be built as part of like the juju and all that kind of stuff. So there's certain things that are the same, and then each building has different artwork.
Gotcha.
And then you also had to know the history of the building.
Well, yeah, because the one at home, it's like all Blues Brothers and B.B. King, and it's all that kind of crap. But it all kind of looks the same.
Yeah, they're all similar, but with, you know, depending on what city you're in, you're going to have more.
So how many tours did you have to give?
You know how anytime anybody asked how frustrating it was, and if you got a secret shopper, you had to give them a tour. So if you thought someone was a secret shopper, you had to give a tour, and then it would turn out that they weren't. And they'd still tip you like 18%. You're like, dude, I just spent an hour with you guys.
There was no way to kind of get the heads up that somebody like that was coming in.
Right.
I'm asking. I mean, there was you couldn't be like, oh, hey, we got it on the DL that guy over there.
No, there's no way to know.
Wow.
Oh, the only way you would know is that they have to order certain things. So they have to order an appetizer. They have to order a salad. They have to order 2 different entrees.
One of each.
Yeah, they have to order
I'll
one
have
of
the
everything.
ice cream and the apple brown Betty, and you're like, that guy's a secret shopper.
Yeah.
Nobody orders that a la mode. Wow. Alan, I love my no netting swim trunks. I like to flop. It's so... Who wants to flop? I got a hot dog with bologna in my pants. Got a hot dog with bologna in my pants. Got a hot dog with bologna in my pants. Got a hot dog with bologna in my pants. Yeah, that is a banger there, I guess. All right, you know, let's get the hell out of here.
Let's go.
There's baseball coming. Mary's doing something.
My whole family's outside the window.
Yeah, all right, there you go. What do you have coming up, William?
Check out the Bill Squire Show podcast on YouTube or iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts. And check out my specials on my YouTube channel. And go to BillSquire.com to see where I'm going to be doing comedies.
The comedies are good.
The comedies.
Mary Lynn?
June 1st, I will be at the Foundry Social in Medina. Grab tickets at FoundrySocial.com.
Poundcake?
Radio Cody B, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok.
Sports break tomorrow?
Sports break tomorrow.
Sports break. Okay, cool. I'm out there at Alan Cox Show. You can leave us messages on the iHeartRadio app or voicemails on the After Hours line. It is 216-986-8903. You can watch the show at our YouTube channel, which is The Alan Cox Show. And that's it. Email me for anything, stickers, whatever. Whether you're from Norway or not. It's just Alan at AlanCoxShow.com. Guardians baseball is next. Starts up here in minutes. 2nd of 3 against the White Sox. Go White Sox. And I will see you in hell.
And now I must leave you as the Brady Bunch is on, and I find 4 of those children incredibly arousing.